Hello, welcome to the road trip. It is me, DWTT, same old regular joke, of course, because obviously by now it should not be a surprise to people that sometimes Gary has a family and things going on. So I'm, I don't say graciously like Gary owes me. Fact of the matter is, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing this with Gary. I enjoy doing it regardless, whether he's here, he's unavailable or not. I'm always going to help him out. So, how is everyone? It's Russ Morgan. How are you doing, Russ? Uh, are you walking the dog? Are you watching Arsenal? Are you doing a watch along of some volition? I don't know why I said volition. I don't know what that actually means, but still. But in all seriousness, how you doing, Russ? We did have early games in the. You are watching Arsenal. No, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, I say understandable. I mean, I'd have been surprised if it wasn't, but obviously, I also know you. Saturday afternoon is your. What's the word? Dog walking time. Correct me if I'm wrong in saying that. But I was doing a watch along with himself. Hmm. There's about 9 million jokes that could be made there, but at the same time, that I basically know that means he's sitting in his house watching Arsenal. Very legally, of course, some would say, because of his status in United. Oh my God, Sunderland lost. I didn't know Sunderland were playing at lunchtime. Sunderland, wow. It took one defeat at Leeds, and then there were. The irony is that at 8:30 on Monday night, I had Sunderland fans in my ear singing "Leeds are falling apart," and it's like, you're right, we may end up doing that, but worry about what your own team are doing when you say it, but or knowing what they may go on to do. Some would say, but so for the benefit of anyone without flash photography, it's an old wrestling reference. Anyway, the scores at lunchtime were as follows: Everton 2, Manchester United 2. In the Grace McEwen Methadone League, or I can't remember what Sam specifically calls it, but I had a go at it to be fair to myself. Derby County 0, Millwall 1. Millwall scored in the 95th minute, 10 minutes after he missed a penalty. The same guy scored. So they won 1-0 at Derby, so they're going from strength to strength, Derby clearly. Plymouth 1, Cardiff 1. Cardiff down to 10 men after 53 minutes, to be fair. And obviously, a Patterson own goal for Sunderland basically meant that Hull won 1-0 at Sunderland, which is a. If Leeds do happen to win at Sheffield United on Monday, is it fair of me to declare that Sunderland are not in this title race based on the fact we will be 13 points ahead of them if we win the game? If we win the game. But still, anyway. Hull taking themselves out of the relegation zone, I believe. So well done to them. In League One, Reading and Birmingham City played at a 0-0 draw, which Barwood counts. Let's have a quick look at. Yeah. I was bored even looking at the stats of it. And Barnsley won 1-0 at Rotherham in a Yorkshire derby. Moving down to League Two, Crewe Alexandra 3, Barrow 0, and Morecambe 0, Walsall 2. So I don't even know what's going on in the table in League Two, to be fair, but still. Oh, oh my God! In the Methadone League down in Scotland, or sorry, up in Scotland, geography. Hibernian 2, Celtic 1. Outstanding, outstanding. I couldn't even begin to speculate on how that happened. Well, I know how it happened because Josh Campbell scored twice, whoever that is, and they went 2-0 up, and then Celtic basically then started trying, but other than that, what's going on in the Premier League at the moment? Nothing. No goals in the Premier League. So let's do our usual thing of me saying the Premier League's really boring because my team ain't in it. And then loads of goals start to happen at some point, and then everyone laughs at me because I'm wrong, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Whatever. It's the case. Mr. Guattari, Alex Guattari, how are you doing, sir? I'm okay-ish, but obviously I've been ill over the week, so talking gets tiring, let's just say. But yeah, still no goal. I was hoping a goal went in when I said it, that there'd be no goals, but you know, I was wrong. No goals in the Championship either at this point. 3 o'clock. I think they should just ban 3 o'clock football altogether, in my opinion. I'm lying. They should actually add more games to 3 o'clock football, but they should actually just change the law to actually make it. And I know that's against my actual opinion of why they do it, like to keep smaller clubs getting attendances and things like that. But still, it makes me look very silly when I'm sitting here and there's no goals to talk about. But it is what it is. It is what it is, I suppose. But still, Alex Guattari with I hope you get well soon. I thank you very much. Don't get me wrong, I've obviously been more ill than this. I remember a time I went on Gary's show on Monday night and I was practically dying in the chair. Like, it was like Gary was talking to a zombie. I was just like, you know what I mean. 9 minutes into the game, 8 minutes and 10 seconds according to live score down at the Oscar quite yet he had, the Emirates, of course, for Arsenal West Ham. If anyone wondered the starting lineup, which I know you already know, but still gives it something to mention, David Raya in goal, Jurian Timber. I thought his name was Justin Timber, but it's not. It's Jurian Timber. William Saliba, mega legs as a centre back pairing, and Calafiori at left back. And then you've got your midfield three are Odegaard, Partey, and Declan Rice. Now, does that sound accurate? I'm just going by what live score put up as a thing. And obviously, Ethan Nwaneri, Mikel Merino, and Leandro Trossard are the front three. And for the benefit of symmetry, West Ham have gone with Alphonse Areola. A back five, I'm assuming wing back formation of Oliver Scholes, never heard of him. Cresswell, Kilman, Spencer.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Good morning.
Ollie, of course.
Good morning. I'm kind of just waking up. I've been up, but
yeah, no. I get what you mean.
Sleepwalking.
Like you're not fully awake. To fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'll be lying if I said I didn't understand that because that was basically me 3 hours ago.
Well, we woke up this morning and 2 police officers in our area got killed last night. So.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I had to reach out to one of my coworkers on my other side. He does it, so I had to make sure he was all right. Send a couple texts to 4 or 5 people to make sure they're good. And I don't know who it was, but it's not the people I know, which still sucks.
Yeah,
but
no, I understand. Obviously, best wishes to their families in what is undoubtedly the most awful time you could ever imagine. I'm guessing.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm okay this morning. No, I'm okay this morning. So
all I was going to say is, well, at what point does it get tasteless for me to start finishing reading out the team sheet for Arsenal and West Ham? No, I'm not making light of the situation. It's such a horrible situation, but I'm sitting here like, but I'm halfway through reading out the West Ham lineup.
We'll continue on with that. No, continue on with that. Please do. No, I didn't mean it like that. No, continue on.
No, I get that. No, I'm not saying you're saying anything. It was just for my own overthinking. I'm like, yeah, at what point do you then get to turn around and go, well, after that bombshell, West Ham have got Wan-Bissaka at right back, like right wing back, or like in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I get that. Well, that's the thing about life, right? Like, we've had a bunch of snow over here, and it's just weird because other parts of the world are going through different things, and then it's like hurricanes. Well, we get a lot here, right? You know, we're going through trying to survive a hurricane, and then like in Florida, they're just like at the beach, just chilling. Everything's perspective. Everything's what are you going through currently. That's how life is kind of geared, right? But with that being said, you know, I would say by all means we should carry on with the team sheet.
Well, I've already read your team's team sheet, and no one really corrected me on me getting the positioning wrong, so I appreciate that. But again, the thing I've noticed on a lot of these like live scores, not just live scores, but they'll just slap the 11 onto the thing, and then they'll like from my perspective, I've seen Leeds team sheets that have got a striker in midfield, and I'm just like,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Tell you what, let's do it.
I'm trying to turn the rugby on too. I got the Arsenal game on one screen. I'm trying to turn the rugby on. I know Italy and Wales were playing, but I was 95% sure that Italy was going to. I mean, Ireland was going to crush Wales because Wales is getting crushed by everybody.
Check your Twitter. Just very quickly check your Twitter, Ross.
Wales is getting beat by everybody. Made perfect sense. Unless it's on regular TV.
So Wales the wooden spoon team for this year?
Oh, it's going to be Wales. It's not even close. They got crushed by France. They lost their second match. I can't remember who I think they played Italy.
They lost to Italy?
I believe so. Italy's actually really good now. Like, I know I say that tongue in cheek, but they're playing a lot better than they have in the past. They're developing pretty well as
when people say that to me, my immediate assumption is you're saying they're pretty good compared to other Italy rugby teams, more than actually compared to playing France. If you get what
I mean, they beat Scotland last year, and I think they gave England all they could handle last year too. I mean, they're obviously this probably from talent perspective, you would normally look them in sixth place, but Wales right now doesn't seem to have anything going for it. But yeah, that's really. I really put a damper on this morning, didn't I?
You really have, but look, it's not your fault because I've literally just realised that I've actually not got my internet cable plugged in. So you were based on my end, like you were kind of cutting out, but that was my fault. It was literally, I'm imagining for everyone else, I'm being cutting out every time I said something. But
I've heard you loud and clear.
Fair enough. That's very surprising to me. But more importantly than anything, there is a king that is about to come in, to a lord even, that is ready to come in, I believe. Is the Lord ready? It's not 20th Century Fox, but it was the actual. I thought it was Royal, but then I realised I'm immediately doing the 20th Century Fox thing at the start of the movie, basically because I suck. But here we go. It's Lord Greenwood, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Good morning.
We've had a demand from Russ where he basically went, send the link.
Send the link, man.
Send the link. Send the link. Send the link. I mean, Russ, I did, because I smelled it out. I was like, I could smell you were angling for a good time, like he
You can
usually
smell the
does
desperation.
at the car park.
Yeah, he's got to get some motivation for the dogging session tonight, hasn't he?
But yeah. So,
man, I just can't get this game going on my streaming stuff. It's just not working.
are you usually able to watch it?
I mean, yeah, I use there's a couple of different streaming, let's say not kosher streaming services, but
Of course. Actually, that does
yeah.
surprise me. Well, isn't it because to actually watch it kosher is very expensive in Norway?
Yes, the pack you need, the package you need, is very expensive.
Yeah, no. I remembered you telling me before, which is why I went to say how you not watch it legally. I was like, no, you can, but you'd regret it if you paid for it. But still. Oh, hang on. Sorry, someone has taken the link. He actually looks like he's sat in the cockpit of a Formula One racing car in his with his pit crew thing. But it's Mr. Russ Morgan, everyone.
What's up, Russ?
Hey, hello.
How are we all?
Living the dream.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Super. I haven't seen you all for a while.
How you doing, Russ?
All good, thank you.
Awesome. So, what do you gentlemen think is realistically going to occur based on what has already occurred in the game?
We're just going to sling a bunch of crosses and hope someone heads it in.
I haven't even seen the starting lineup.
I've got the starting lineup for you, Sam.
I don't know if they actually sent it out.
Ryan sent it out, I think, in the group chat. Or maybe he said Moreno starting, and that was it. So it's basically Calafiore, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Trossard, Moreno, and Wary. And that's what it's lining up as, with Moreno as the 9. And pretty much we're playing the flanks, trying to sling stuff in. We've had a couple of little things where Odegaard had a good backheel flick that could have, it just was too quick for Wary. But it's mostly we're going to be trying to sling stuff in the box all day.
Yeah, I just got a working stream up now, so I might actually
I'm at the 18th minute and 47th second.
Yeah, I'm about 40 seconds behind on my one.
I'm 19 minutes.
You fucking cunt.
I'll make sure
I'm watching some Chinese stream, mate. Honestly, I don't know what's going on.
Well, let's try to sync up for Sam.
Don't bother.
Like delay our reactions for him.
Tottenham have scored, by the way.
I won't say
50 seconds. Can I celebrate yet? I'm just kidding.
Fantastic. And Brendan Johnson has scored. So obviously Lee Phillips must be thrilled for him.
Isn't that the one that just came out saying she's pregnant?
Yes.
I think there's probably about 7,000 candidates.
There's going to be a lot of...
There's definitely 1,000 candidates, and that's not an exaggeration.
I think even Russ might be a candidate in there. I think even maybe Russ, I've got to check Russ's DNA.
Oh, mate. I could just do it just by touching them.
Actually, I am... You were exactly this, gentlemen. Wales are beating Ireland currently 13-10. Start of second half.
No one gives a shit.
I'm sorry, I like rugby. Screw me.
Would prefer Wales to win that, to be honest.
I think, if you're in England or even Scotland, because they have a big match coming up soon. Ireland's they got a red card right now. So
is it England Scotland today?
Yeah, that's 11:45.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah. Oh well,
5:45.
There we go. Yeah,
Is
sorry.
that right?
Or 4:45.
What's the standings in the Six Nations at the moment?
Ireland is on top. I think England is second. I don't know off the top of my head.
Wales are bottom, basically.
Yeah, well, for right now they are.
Mm.
But England had that big win against France a couple weeks ago. But Scotland was in. I think 2 players got hurt last game when Ireland kicked their ass, and Finn Russell actually made the lineup because there was warnings he was not going to make it. I think England may beat Scotland today and end that Calcutta Cup drought. Maybe it's going to be tight.
We are all over this lot. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
For anyone who actually cares, West Bromwich Albion are 1-0 up over Oxford United, formerly United. Alex
So, ladies and
Howard.
gentlemen, did you guys read the important? Because we cover.
Oh, good shot by Calafiori. That was a good shot.
We cover Transmere Rovers here, and did you
I was
guys
going to
read
say,
the
how's
Transmere
Eddie Israel's
Rovers
favourite
news this
team?
Yeah. Go on, Sam, sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying the important Transmere Rovers news this week is apparently ASAP Rocky has now been cleared to purchase his stake in the club.
Yeah. Because we was all worried about whether he was going to get put away or not for his heinous crimes.
Yes, so Transmere Rovers fans everywhere will be rejoicing.
They'll be singing in the streets of Transmere.
Yes.
Well, we know ASAP Rocky's record sales are going to go up now.
Yeah.
I think all of a sudden Transmere Rovers are going to become popular in America.
I think we need to start that YouTube channel quickly.
Yes, we do.
Wales just went up.
They're going to become very, very popular in the ghetto.
Arsenal have a free kick here.
In the ghetto.
We talk about West Ham keeper's hair. What's he doing, man?
Making him look
Who's
a
in
bit
goal
of a
for
tit.
West Ham?
It's Areola, I believe.
Oh, Areola. That always sounds a bit fruity.
It does a little bit.
He's a big tit, basically.
Yeah, basically.
What a shocker!
You should see what happens if you rub the top of his head.
Does he get all excited, Tom?
Does cream come out of it?
It's eventually, like
Just have to rub it very vigorously.
yeah. To be fair though, he's not the only one that might happen to.
Little
If you
cheeky
do
like
that.
that, little nip.
Yeah.
The West Ham goalkeeper looks like he's in a Mexican drug cartel.
I was gonna say that. I wanted you to catch up to enjoy that.
I'm sure I've seen him in a Narcos episode.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
for sure.
not Narcos. Oh no. Pedro Pascal, you've permeated my world yet again.
You brought him up. I didn't mention him, you cunt.
But he's in it, and you know he's in it. So it's just a matter of time before Annie Herbert turns up in this chat with, "Oh Tom, check your phone," and then I'm looking at a photo of like Pedro Pascal blowing me a kiss or something.
I don't even know who Pedro Pascal is. Just
Well,
kidding.
that makes you one of the luckiest
That's a
people on
lie.
earth.
Tom, I
That's
think
a
you need
lie.
to give us a rundown of what Pedro Pascal has been in the past week.
Everything.
We know Spencer is lying because if you just watch a television within the last 3 years, you've seen him at least 10 times.
I know who he is.
My favourite part of the lie was how he said he couldn't even pull a straight face while telling the quite obvious lie. And he's basically like, "I've never seen Pedro Pascal in my life."
I would imagine Holly doesn't know who he is. She's
What does Holly like to watch? What TV shows does she like to watch?
Chicago Fire. She likes
yeah.
those
All
medical
the sexy
shows.
doctors.
Yeah.
Sexy doctors saving lives. That's what
Those
women love.
firefighters that look nothing like me.
ER.
Yeah. And
The true heroes in life.
Yeah.
Sexy
Big
doctors,
house
sexy
fan
firemen,
Yeah.
saving damsels in distress.
Yep. Romance books. Yep.
Backdraft.
I'm sure that's a non-PG version. Backdraft.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't sound like it would be PG.
not called
at all.
That's
Passage,
Stallone
so-
movie.
Backdraft is with Kurt Russell, isn't it? That's a good movie.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it's a good movie. That.
Pascal, you've seen him.
Oof, West Ham just had a chance.
Oh, at least
Well,
at
they're
least
showing
you're-
every weekend over here. They show they show a match for free on this the streaming service that shows the Premier League normally that you have to pay an extortionate amount of money for. But they show one match free, and of course it's a match that's not one of the popular ones because they wouldn't do that, would they? Of course, because they want you to pay for the popular ones. But they're showing Tottenham, the Ipswich Tottenham game on the free one, so I've got that on at least in the background here. And Tottenham have just scored as I was saying that.
So
They've
let
just
me ask
scored.
you this. I think we need to have a segment, and I think this would be pretty cool. We can obviously run this by Gary naturally. But Sam, what is Norway's free game of the week?
It's we can do that every weekend.
That'd be great.
I'm a bit upset that. So how long have you been back in Norway, Sam?
I've been back since May last year.
So how comes in the first week in August we did not hear about the Norway free game of the week?
To be honest with you, it hasn't. They didn't start this until about October or something like that. So really, I should have been mentioning it since October. Really,
That was more what I was getting at. I was like, how's this not already a thing?
I think I mentioned it like once in passing, but yeah, I think it was just.
I was probably doing the taxis truck at the time. Or
He was
something
probably
like
doing a taxi truck or something completely insane.
Those are a couple reckless counterattacks there, Russ. I know you've already seen them, but catching us quick on the break like that.
Yeah, Sam is correct though. Tottenham.
Don't even look.
Brendan
like scoring.
Johnson scored twice.
Yeah,
Brendan
Johnson
he'd have
scored
to
his
have an
second.
if he had to score a goal for every partner that Lily Phillips
Jesus.
has had in the last 2 months, he would have the best scoring record of all time.
Is that legit that he's dating her? Because if that's
No,
the case,
it's not. It's absolutely not.
God bless him.
Because immediately, first time I see the meme about that, I then immediately went to, let's just type their names into the Google machine, and it immediately come up with Brendan Johnson's girlfriend's opinion on him dating Lily Phillips, to which obviously she's not too thrilled about that prospect.
I'll just say for his
Yeah,
sake,
the meal ticket will be gone.
God bless him for not, being that stupid. It's dumb to want to play for Spurs, but it's probably dumber to want to date Lily Phillips.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you
That's a good
will.
one,
I get why you as
Waving the
Arsenal
wand in
fans
the
would say
Albert
that
Hall.
it's a dumb decision, but his accountant's certainly not going to say it's not a dumb decision. And obviously his girlfriend's not going to say it's a dumb decision. But Southampton are losing 1-0 at home to Brighton.
Yes.
It's unfortunate.
And genuinely surprising.
Ipswich are terrible. My God, Ipswich are terrible. Their defence is more open than Bonnie Blue's Minge.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
It's not PG.
do you know, it was a remarkably long period of time that I realised they were two different human beings. Because I thought they were the same person.
Yeah, but I mean, you could be excused for thinking they are the same person because they basically just copy each other.
We should get them two
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, they should just go. They should just join together, shouldn't they? Why not?
COVID protocols too. We're talking masks, suits,
Hazmat
disinfectant
suit, yeah.
afterwards. Just not do any of them. Just they're around their presence.
I'll just watch.
Reminds me of
Watch
The
and
Office.
discuss. Be like, ugh.
In the show The Office, they were doing a training day, and they're all sat in a circle, and one of the characters has been outside, so he walks in, and they've already asked the question, what is your fantasy in life, like, in the terms of, like, what you hope to achieve, or something like that. So then he walks in halfway through, and he goes, oh, so what are we talking about? And someone went, oh, we're discussing our fantasies in life. And he turns just instantly and goes, two sisters, twins, I'm just watching. Brilliant.
The Office was good.
And then that character, who usually always roasts Gareth, played by Mackenzie Crook, just turns around and goes, I never thought I'd ever say this, but I want to hear more from Gareth.
Well, Phillips just got knocked over. He's terrible.
He's gonna be playing for Leeds next year.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's going to go
We
back
love
to
wasting
Leeds.
money.
He's going to go back to Leeds.
Be the homecoming. He'll play good
He'd have
again.
been there now. He'd been there now if we'd have won the playoff final.
True. God, Ipswich
He was
are
at the
terrible.
playoff final, probably ready to sign on the line. but then we didn't win. So he was probably like, yeah, I think I'm going to see out the rest of my contract with Manchester City.
Can't blame him.
I really can't blame him. But
What's he probably on? $100,000 a week, probably.
More than that, also.
yeah, because at the time he signed for them, he was an England player,
Oh yeah,
so he had that cachet.
probably
Plus,
150 a week.
He was playing well at the time. But
Yeah, I mean, he went to Manchester City knowing he probably wouldn't be playing that much, and yeah, it just backfired on him, didn't it? Completely.
mm-hmm.
Well,
I think
he's got a
realistically,
boatload of money and a couple of trophies, medals.
Got comfortable.
he did win every trophy in a season that they could have won. Well, apart from the League Cup, I think. But I think he can forego that one, considering he's got a Champions League medal while doing nothing for it.
I mean, I can't say I wouldn't take that gig.
No, of course. If you show me someone that wouldn't want to get loads of money for barely having to play football, I'll show you a liar.
100%. Yeah, man, but it's for the love of the game.
But,
Yeah, nothing to do with the
say
money.
all this about him. They have Scott Carson winning the Champions League, and he's only there because he's English. Because obviously him being on their bench means that they can actually have another foreigner that's half decent on their team. That's literally why they keep re-signing him. They'll say he's great for the locker room, and I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a real vibes man, as we say on the street. But ultimately, if you don't have him, you'll have to get another English player. So, really quite handy. Because I didn't know there were those sort of rules still in existence. Like, you got to have a certain amount of English people in your squad. It's like,
Brexit football, mate.
Yeah. Sunderland lost today in the early kickoff.
Why is Marino playing? This is the thing that fucking does my head in. I mean, you're playing Marino. Obviously, his qualities being a strong guy, good in the air. You know, you want to play him up front, properly up front. But he's playing this false nine role, so he's down in midfield more than he is up in, and it just does my fucking head in. He's not a fucking attacking midfielder.
I don't like the.
Why are we not playing? This is the thing. This is where Arteta is imposing his tactics onto the players that don't fucking suit the tactics that we're playing. This is what does my head in.
I wouldn't have started Marino, to be honest.
Yep.
I would start Marino because he's good at heading and we cross a lot of balls. But Marino's not in the fucking box because Marino is too busy linking up with Erdegaard in midfield instead of being in the fucking box.
That's why when you think about the striker profile for this team, you got to like reevaluate the wheel. As dumb as that, before people lose their head in the chat, I'm saying based on how the tactics of the team go, you got to look for strikers that play a very good false nine, not target.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate saying that because to me, you need both profiles. Like I don't mind the false nine tactic, but also have a guy that can sit there and you know hang out in that penalty box from 75th minute on and get you a goal. You need to have a Swiss Army knife, right?
Yeah.
You need to be able to do plan A, plan B,
Yeah.
and then do your set pieces. That's what you got to do. I don't know, man.
If you're playing with Marino, you got to leave him up front and cross balls to him. If you're crossing balls to him, you need to have him there in the box at the end of crosses.
Yeah.
What was that, Gary?
It sounded like the sort of thing Gary would have agreed with. So I was like, the second I even sensed the pause, I was like, it's time for Gary to do the thing.
I mean, we don't want to start BX on a tirade as much as we love BX, but you know.
Where is Gary anyway?
I can't remember what he said. He told us last week that he's not going to be around this week because
He's gone most weekends now, isn't he?
No, it's just like, yeah, it's just Give the channel to someone else.
He can be happy that got Tom around to host the show, or else his show would be, I think, it'd be probably dead and buried.
He did set it up like a week ago, to be fair to him, if I remember rightly. Because obviously I noticed it when I was setting up the lead show for this week. And it was like, oh, so Gary's become rather proactive while not being proactive.
Ipswich just scored. Yes, get in there. I think it's Amari Hutchinson. Yeah, Amari Hutchinson just scored for Ipswich. Get in there, you slags.
I mean, I'll be fair to him though. At least, like if he ain't on the show, he's still letting us have the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, it's fantastic. We love Gary, of course we do. I'm just saying he hasn't been around. He hasn't been around most weekends for a long time now, has he?
Yeah. So, not that I'm gonna put words in your mouth, but are you saying that we should crack his skull open and then feast on the creamy goo inside?
I think you probably want to check the pills you're taking, Tom, because that's exactly not what I was saying. But
we should rebrand the show. In your image, Tom.
Just double checking. Yeah, just in case I started to become a cannibal.
Yeah, I didn't know you definitely said it. I was just confirming in case that's what you were getting at. Turns out you wasn't getting at that, so obviously I apologise. But
yes,
I still made the joke, so I'm pleased with myself.
That piece. I missed it.
First corner, blimey, jeez.
We just look so sloppy. I mean, going into our attack is just so sloppy. It is just
Coventry 2-0.
Well, this is the problem. I think maybe we said it last weekend. Like, if you don't have so many attackers, you stop running a front three. Then you become midfield heavy.
You should adapt to what you have. 100%. This is my criticism of Arteta. Is he's got a system that works very well for when all the players are fit and available that are good for that system. When we have all our players available, all our attacking line, the system works pretty well. But when you don't have all these players available and you're trying to force them into a system that they don't suit, it's to me, it's just why are you not adapting to what you have to make it work? That's what the best managers do. You know, this is what Arteta should be doing.
Fix something.
It's a very weird sequence there, gentlemen. You'll see it in a second, Sam.
Yeah, if I can see
Russ
it.
Russ has already seen it, but
I've seen it and forgotten it.
It wasn't that
Russ
good.
is in fucking future. He's in Asia. He's in fucking future land.
So, do we win this game?
Obviously, Russ already knows the final score.
He's in Japan.
If I did, I'd probably turn off the TV if the way it's going. Take a dog out.
So, Wolves have scored at Bournemouth. Have a guess who scored for Wolves?
Kuna.
Of course he did. Because their fortunes are... I've rarely seen a football team where their fortunes are that closely linked to the performance of one individual.
Well, he's on and off every week, isn't he? He's on and off every week. One week he's completely dog shit. The next week he's good. He's just, and that's how Wolves play, basically. Yeah. Like you say, it's linked to his performance. When he's dog shit, they're completely shit. And when he's good, they're good.
He's either going to end up with us or Chelsea. That's my prediction.
Chelsea, probably.
Chelsea will come up and say, "Oh, you want 100 million for him? We'll buy him."
Yeah. But there was a release clause for 80. No, we'll pay 100.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Take the 20 million."
To make sure.
Take the 20 million tip, guys. Come on, just take the tip.
I mean, got to be near their FFP limit, surely.
They must have completely fucking gone over that. I mean, the amount of money they've spent like in the last 3 seasons is ridiculous.
Don't you get 3 years with the owner spending whatever they want, though?
Yeah, apparently so. And then
FFP just does my fucking brain in. I mean, no one understands the FFP rules. No one. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I got a notification, and because it was about Aston Villa, I didn't read it. But I read the actual notification was that Villa are almost certainly going to foul the UEFA rules on FFP because they're in the Champions League. They're in the Champions League and they're failing UEFA's FFP.
Yeah,
from
because
what
I
I can
think
tell.
because if you're not in Europe, you it doesn't matter with PSR rules or something. But
Yeah.
obviously, you still have to with FFP for the Premier League. But yeah, because they're different, there's a higher threshold for FFP in the Premier League than there is for
That shot would have got
European football.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is understandable in the context of because you're competing against teams in other leagues, they are actually trying to like limit that. Whereas in the Premier League, you get so much money. Where Premier League, are like, no, we actually need you to all spend money with each other, or you'll all go out of business eventually.
Oh, they're just all this FFP stuff is just ridiculous. They should just, they should just adopt the American sport. I mean, you got to hand it to the American sports. They fucking know how to at least try and level the playing field. I know there's big clubs there with a lot of money, but they level the playing field with the draft system and with the salary cap. I mean, that's what needs to happen in European football. We need to do that. It's as simple as that because. The way it's going at the moment, it's just stupid. It's just fucking stupid. The wages are spiraling out of control, which means the ticket prices are going out of control. It's all. Where's it going to end? You're going to start paying players like fucking, I don't know, Calvin Phillips. He's not having to pay him $500,000 a week just to pay the fucking, they're going to pay him $500K a week because that's the way it's going to go. And then ticket prices are going to be like $10,000. Well, yeah, £10,000 a fucking ticket.
See, this is my opinion on UEFA, and this is the American perspective. I like our salary cap system to an extent. The draft system, obviously, we're not built the same way, so y'all can't do that. But like MLS is behind because of the way they operate. If they operated a little bit differently, they could probably play stupid money, right? Because the owners aren't poor. But at the same time, like, I just don't think UEFA cares if Ipswich Town ever is successful. They want to protect the big brands, the Real Madrid.
Yeah, of course. It's all too much embedded now, isn't it? So they just try and impose some rules. Like, okay, we understand that you can't have 3 clubs that can spend £700 billion a season on players. Yeah. That's not really fair. But let's try and impose some kind of system where you can spend money, but not, crazy amounts of money, and we'll call it FFP
Oh, for
and
fuck's
PSR.
sake.
Are we down now?
Fucking West Ham managers score. Of course they have. Of course they have.
Fucking counter-attack. Fuck's sake.
Just before half time as well, isn't it?
Just fucking
Just
terrible.
before half time as well. Fucking hell. Fucking West Ham and Graham Potthead.
Holy shit, that's shocking, that is. Leighton Orient are 1-0 up at Bolton.
Just a simple counter-attack. That's all it was. None of them tracked them.
That's all they've had the whole game is simple counterattacks. But when you got Timber, your right back hanging out at the
What's it?
Look where he is.
I just don't.
And look where Saliba is.
Yeah, they're just like literally.
Rice is. What's
just...
Rice doing there?
Where's that? Look how poor that track back is from Rice, though. Like, come a little further up. You're barely even marking Bowen.
They're not talking to each other. They need to fucking talk to each other and say who's marking who. I mean, they're just. What's Saliba doing there? What? Saliba's like in the middle of nowhere.
To me, the only person on that one that was trying anything was Calafiore. He was the only one that was tracking back, was kind of seeing what was going to happen. And then, I mean, Saliba's all the way up over near the corner flag almost.
One near he's back there.
That's where he's supposed to be.
Hello, Bargav. How you doing? With Calafiore should have done better. But previous to that,
hold on now. What does Calafiore have to do with the free runner that Bowen had right there?
Nothing.
2 players just let a free runner go behind him. Why are we blaming Calafiore?
Back there.
I mean, I get your opinion, but Jesus, I mean,
I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, sir.
But Rice and Gabriel just let Bowen just run right past him.
Yeah, they're not even looking at him. They're looking at the ball.
Go for a header.
He had a free header. I don't know what Calafiore is supposed to do about that. I really don't know.
Would you take Bowen in your team?
No.
I don't think he'd play. If Saka's fit, it's like Mbuemo or anyone. They're not going to play.
They'd have to figure out other positions.
When we now have Erdegaard, Waneri, and Saka when he's fit, there's no way Bowen's going to get into this team.
Yeah.
He'd get in now if he was a squad player.
Yeah.
He would be playing now, but he wouldn't be starting.
Although if you're like, hey, Bowen, your role is you're going to play, as a rotational guy, sure. If you're talking and you put the card out, that's what I'm looking at.
That is so fucking terrible. That doll is so terrible. It looks nothing like the real
Who's
guy.
the boss now, boss man?
Nails.
I can't believe I own this. Of all the random people for Anthony Herbert to bring up that you look like, and I was like, oh wait a minute, I think I've seen the doll for it.
All of a sudden, apparently, I look like Zayn now as well for some reason. Zayn, just a ginger. Zayn is a ginger version of me. Apparently, I don't know. I think Anthony Herbert's on drugs.
As I said to you on Thursday, he will turn up at one point and say that you look like Obafemi.
Yeah.
I think you look like Pedro Pascal.
Every week.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Right. I see Russ chose violence. But
And here's the best part about this is Liverpool's probably going to falter in their next two other games too.
I'll bet Liverpool are going to lose tomorrow. I really do. I think Manchester City are finding a little bit of form again. I know they just lost against Real Madrid, but I don't think they fucking. Yeah, they played Real Madrid, who are doing quite well at the moment. But yeah, I think against Liverpool they'll probably win.
Funny you say that, Sam. In betting in the dark, I suggested Man City will win 4-0 tomorrow.
4-0. Wow,
4-0.
I know you got to go. I know you got to go for big numbers to get good results. But yeah, I think 4-0 is probably a bit much. But
you just never know, though.
The reason why I'm picked 4-0 is obviously, as Sam quite rightly said, to get the biggest payout possible. But at the same time, how often am I going to get a Man City versus Liverpool match where Man City are the outsider?
That's true. Going into this season, you never thought that was going to happen.
Like any other season, if I'd have picked Man City to win 4-0, it'd probably pay out half of what it does now.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's half time now, isn't it? And we looked absolutely fucking atrocious. I mean, this is.
There's no teeth. There's no quality.
Spencer's right. Spencer's right. We've been saying it in recent weeks. You got to adapt. You got to change the system. You've got to put a system in place that suits the players we have available. These players do not suit the 4-3-3 system we normally play. It just doesn't. And we've had good enough players. We've had good enough players to. Who's fucking around now?
I haven't done anything, Sam. I promise.
Fucking hell. Yeah, but we just had good enough players to get it over the line, right? To actually win games because our players are good. Well, most of them. I mean, I know we're struggling with the front three, but you're just not setting yourself up, to play the best football when you're doing this.
That's the problem. Also, when you have a numbers game too, and you're behind on numbers, like that's my biggest takeaway is. I mean, you have a defense good enough to kind of just sit back, get clean sheets, and if you have to hit on the counterattack, hit on the counterattack. Like, that's how I would probably set this team up. I would go with a 4-4-2. You could run Moreno up top with Odegaard, whoever you want to pick, and Weary, and then you just sit the guys in the middle. And I mean, you're going to have to get creative with it. You could have had California play left mid. You could have had Tierney play left mid if you wanted to. Like, there's guys that can play other positions. Like, we get guys in that are like, oh, he's a left back. But, yeah, he could probably still play midfield. Like, he could probably still play that position. Like, there's – whether they do it good or not is another question. But you can't keep playing the same system. And when you're
right, I would probably go
missing numbers,
I look like one up front. I'd just seriously have one up front and just the way we are at the moment, I'd have one up front and then just have like 5 through the middle. But yeah.
Well, even like if you run a back three and you're like Timber, Saliba, and Gabrielle, you're stay at the midway line. Just stay there. You each have a third of the field you're responsible for, and that's it. You stay there, and then you have your two holding midfielders that can kind of push up a little bit and direct things to whoever's going to be up front with the. There's ways to do it. Like there absolutely are ways to do it, but that right there, when you've got guys pushing out of position, and you go look at like it, and you can see it right now. I'm watching the replay. Partey's at the half. You've got Partey. Partey's marking 19. I can't remember who that is. But like Saliba's is marking the back man, but then like Rice is the one that's so responsible for that because he lets Bowen free run.
Yeah, I mean,
it's almost like he should have sold Gabrielle. Like he should have let Bowen run past him and then kind of come behind him to kind of split the two.
Gabrielle should be marking when Bowen's running in. But Gabrielle should be marking him. They should be communicating. Rice should be shouting to Gabrielle, "Get on Bowen." They're not talking. They just look. No one's talking to each other. They're looking at the ball.
Yeah, there's no communication on that one.
No one's looking at the guy running into the box. They're all just looking at the ball and placing themselves in a position where they think they should be. Yeah. No one's actually tracking the guy who's running into the box.
Yep. And that's the failure on that one.
Hello to BX Gunner. Good evening, afternoon.
Big up, Jose.
How you doing? He said he's heading on bouncy duties, which I know from Ryan's show earlier. He basically said he's going to pick up a bouncy castle, to my understanding.
So what are the halftime scores then? What we got, folks?
Right. In the former FA Carling Premiership.
Yes.
Sorry, Joe Hendrick. Arsenal 0, West Ham United 1, obviously. Bournemouth 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 1, which does surprise me. Ipswich Town 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Southampton 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1. And obviously earlier in the day, Everton played out a 2-2 draw with Manchester United. And at 5:30 in the UK, we have Aston Villa versus Chelsea. In the, I forget what you call it, not Methadone League, because that's Scotland.
You're talking about the Northumberland Disabled League?
Yeah, Northumberland Disabled League. Thank you, sir. Derby County earlier in the day lost 1-0 at home to Millwall. Plymouth Argyle drew 1-1 at home to Cardiff City. And Sunderland lost 1-0 at home to Hull City. So live scores currently at half time: Coventry City 2, Preston North End 0, Norwich City 1, Stoke City 1, Portsmouth and Queen's Park Rangers 0-0, Swansea City 2, Blackburn Rovers 0, and West Bromwich Albion 1, Oxford United 0. In League 2, Transmere Rovers are tied at 0-0 away at Notts County. In the Grace McEwen Methadone League, earlier in the day, Hibernian 2, Celtic 1. At half time in the Grace McEwen Methadone League, Aberdeen 0, Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 1, Motherwell, she's fine thanks, 0. Rangers 0, St Mirren 0, and Ross County 1, Dundee FC 1. Do you know last night, Sam, in Serie A, or Serie A as some people phonetically will call it, Udinese had a player had a fight with all the players on his team because he.
I read about that. That's crazy.
I believe he scored. Did he score the penalty? Or did
he miss the penalty? That's right. Yeah, they all had a fight. Tried to stop him. They all had a fight. Just completely kicked off, and he still scored the penalty.
But no one celebrated it, and then he was immediately substituted.
Yes. So it sounds like the dressing room at Udinese is very, very good.
Well, they are owned by the people that own Watford, so that
So
is
Elton
he'll
John's
end
got
up going.
something.
He'll end up being sold to Watford.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Serie A is becoming pretty bad. I mean, it's what they used to be in the 90s. They were like pretty much the biggest league in terms of all the top players, just maybe slightly ahead of La Liga. Then it was us, and then us and La Liga basically have just taken over completely in like the last 20 years or so. Serie A is just nowhere. I mean, they've still got some decent players, but they're just nowhere near the level they used to be.
It's always been a slow football league.
Yeah, it's a slow football league, and I think they've struggled a lot financially. You know, you see the teams, their top teams have struggled a lot more financially, and which doesn't surprise me because, you know, Italy's a very corrupt country. So
this is what I was going to say. The real thing that harmed Serie A in terms of its perception was when Juventus got done for match fixing. Or no, when a lot of them got done for match fixing.
Yeah.
When Juventus really got done for it, they got demoted and stuff like. Because people don't want to watch a football league where you think like half the team are bribing the referees.
Yeah,
And
I mean that ruined a lot for them, and it ruined a lot of
People
their
always say a
financial.
lot about it, Sam, but that is factually proven that teams were doing that. Like you can
Yeah, of
say
course.
Man City are doing it and all that, but until Man City actually get charged for it and then proven that they did it, I mean, it's just what things people say because they don't like losing to them or how much they win or whatever. But in Serie A, this actually happened.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was all proven in
Yeah.
court and everything. I mean, it went.
Yeah.
There was legal cases and everything. It was all proven, and they got, you know, huge amounts of punishment, and correctly so. Some would say they should have been punished even more. And in my opinion, it was a disgrace that the Italian national team was still allowed to compete in the 2006 World Cup, which they then proceeded to win, which was just like a year or so after everything happened in Serie A. So how they were allowed to assemble an Italian national team and then fucking go on and win the World Cup, I don't know. That's just FIFA of the most corrupt.
Has anyone checked the bank accounts of the people that won the people that ref the World Cup final?
I mean, FIFA are just the most corrupt organisation in the world, aren't they? I mean, they're a disgrace. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was very strange that basically half the Serie A got done for match fixing. Like 3 or 4 teams actually got demoted to the bottom league. And then, yeah, all of a sudden a year later, yeah, we're in the World Cup. This is great. Yeah, like, oh, we're going to win the World Cup. Yeah, great. You know,
And Herbert, welcome, of course. He says, Odegaard, not a captain, he's a tampon. And Beats Gunner with, we need to come out in the second half like animals. Like animals! Animals!
Yeah, it's true. We've got to turn this round.
And Herbert then followed up with, can't beat a bit of Transmere Rovers. Sam told me that.
That's Anthony Herbert's second team after Bristol Rovers. He loves a bit of Transmere.
And Beats Gunner with, the Serie A was really a lot better in the last 5 years. I mean, that is true. But I still know that if I bet under 2.5 goals on a Serie A game, I'm more likely to win than if I bet under 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, Serie A have brought through some more Italian talents, and there's, you know, they've got a lot of African players over there, you know, exciting African players and things like that. But in general, their level of football is not as good. Their players are not as good. There's not as many good players, and the club's finance, you know, they've, like what Tom said, you know, based on, they started to crumble in the early 2000s, especially around all the match fixing stuff and everything. They just haven't really recovered since then financially. You know, the top teams, Juventus, don't have the amount of money they used to. AC Milan don't have the amount of money they used to. It shows, you know, their level has dropped quite a lot.
I think that's more a symptom of the fact that because the Premier League has so exploded in terms of the money that the teams are making within it.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously Serie A were the country, like the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, they were the country where basically they were the Premier League in terms of what they could export into their country. Like that Diego Maradona, for example, and they were buying like Jurgen Klinsmann. They had Dennis Bergkamp before England did, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, they'd run out.
I don't know what happened to that Bergkamp guy. I have no idea what he did after Inter Milan, but still. I heard it wasn't much.
But yeah, but Italy, they had Brazilian Ronaldo, they had Del Piero, they had all the big players went to.
They had Robbie Keane at one point.
At one point, they did have Robbie Keane. Yeah, you're right. They had a lot of big players. They got a lot of the big players over there. Desai, I remember Seedorf.
They had the money to start smashing the transfer records.
Yeah,
and then
they did, and they did. Remember Vieri and Veron and all that lot. Serie A were huge in the 90s. La Liga were just probably slightly behind them.
Like, although the one good thing that came of the Neymar transfer to PSG was, although it created a thing where the transfer market became massively distorted, it sort of has leveled out now to the point where no one's actually trying to break it. So there's no actual arms race to actually try to be the club that says we have the world's most respect, because no one wants to pay out 201 million for a footballer.
I think the last one now really was Mbappe, wasn't it? He went on a free.
Yeah.
That was structured through a free, so you got absolutely ridiculous amounts of money in wages, because they didn't have a transfer fee. But yeah, Neymar is probably the last like big actual proper transfer.
Yeah, and even then, that was merely buying out his contract, which is designed for no one to do it. Like, obviously in Spain, everyone has a minimum fee. Like, just every player, like, legally, you have to. And usually they're set so high to actually... This is the thing. Barcelona got caught out because they just arrogantly thought no one's going to want to pay these amounts of money. But the biggest important thing of it is they thought, why would Neymar want to leave Barcelona, even if someone did pay it? But then, obviously, they got a real big shock because Neymar was like, yeah, I'll try and get out of Messi's shadow. He fucking failed and ended up back under it. But still.
Yeah. No, obviously it is.
Long story short, Barcelona go fuck themselves now.
Yeah. I mean, but PSG got all that huge money, didn't they? And then they're like, yeah, sure, we'll pay you. We'll pay you for Neymar. We want a big star in our team and, bring some recognition to the Liga, the French Premier Division, and and then he basically came to PSG and just rolled around 700 times every game.
If PSG wanted to be really clever about what they did, their owners should have actually, through an illegal, what's the word? And I know nothing's going to sound good when you start it with illegal, but basically they should have invested in 2 clubs and turned it into Scotland.
Yeah, just into
that
Scotland.
Makes sense. Because no one competes with them. Therefore, at least in Scotland, you have the illusion of competition because there's still one of 2. And it's usually Celtic.
I think
because
it
of
should have
Rangers'
been
own
Brest.
financial issues. Sorry, Ross?
I think it should have been Brest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brest got absolutely...
I imagine you're not alone in that thinking, sir.
Brest got absolutely slapped by PSG in the Champions League playoff. 7-0.
What they should have done, they should have invested in Nice and then Brest.
Brest.
Nice,
That's a derby we want to see.
Very good.
There's a meme for it every time it happens. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
only when it's Nice Brest, not when it's Brest Nice.
Yes, exactly. Not when Brest are the home team. I mean, the joke don't work. Well, maybe it does if you're dyslexic.
But PSG had 7 different goal scorers as well, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, because I know a team that had 6
good.
different goal scorers one week in a game where they scored 7.
Now PSG have got rid of all of the prima donnas. They've actually got quite a decent side. Obviously, when we played them, they weren't that great, but I think for the past couple of months, they've actually been quite good.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? You bring in those high names and put them on high salaries, and you just don't get the return on investment. You probably get a material return because I remember coaching over here, every kid had a PSG Messi shirt or they had a Neymar shirt. You know what I mean? So there's a financial advantage, but from output, well,
that's PSG. PSG are they're the prime example of that. They put so much money into that squad, and they didn't win anything apart from the league. Their league. They didn't win anything in Europe. Yeah.
Do you know how many league titles they'd won up until their buyout? I could
Probably
be factually
one.
wrong, but I believe they'd only won the league once.
Yeah, I don't think it was much.
And even
They've
lost.
only been a club since. Sorry, sir.
I was just going to say, didn't they even lose, if I remember correctly, like during the last 10 years, basically, since they had all that money? Didn't they also lose the league like a couple of times as well during that time? I think
they lost it one season to Montpellier, if I remember rightly, because then you bought Giroud off of that, and then they lost to Lille, I believe, because that the season they bought Jonathan David.
The hell is Trossard doing there?
It's Transrear Rovers, aka the Hillside Flowers. Let's have a look at the scores. Oh, we are.
I wonder if they've
got.
I wonder if they've got any carpet sponsors.
Oscar Mayer Wiener.
The DFS do carpets.
Well.
Ortega Tacos.
Carpet right.
Yeah, it could be a lot of that.
Still goalless for Notts County and Transmere. Still goalless. Be a good result for Transmere.
I'm still worried that the West Ham goal is going to try and sell me some cocaine.
For a fair price or astonishingly inflated price?
I don't know.
See, so what's the answer here? Was it Raheem Sterling?
Fucking hell, what is the answer? We're fucked.
Did I smile when I said I smile when I said that, so I hope you guys know.
Problem is though, he can't play against Chelsea, so you may as well just play him every minute you possibly can.
I love when Spencer makes a sarcastic joke and he's like, I smiled, but it's like, mate, you're on camera. I saw it. I saw the smile, sir. I saw it. It's like he talks like he's on radio.
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember, BX said he was listening earlier.
That's fair
So
point.
I was trying to. I didn't want BX on Monday to be like, I can't believe Spencer said we should play Sterling. I was like, did you not see the smile?
Well, you know what? I'll take that back because your retort is more than fair. More than fair.
I'm just trying to think of our. Never mind. The retort's not good on that one. So.
But,
Sterling is so bad that even though, like you say, he can't play against Chelsea. He's hardly played. He hasn't played much at all. So he's match fit. There's no
dive. You got to be kidding me. He dived.
There's no talk of exhaustion or anything like that, fatigue or anything like that. And nothing's working up front, and he's still not playing. That's how bad he is. That Arteta will only use him if he feels like everyone else is like fucking broke their legs.
I think we should have started the same team that started against Leicester.
And then you could bring Moreno on as an answer.
Yeah, I think it was. I could understand that they would try Marino since he did such a good job. It's just they put him as a false nine. He's not a fucking false nine. When he came on against Leicester, he stayed up front a lot more. It was like they was getting the ball into him into the box. Now today it's like he's playing like a Jesus.
It's look, I don't know, the game's not over. It's not trending in the right direction, but at the same time, like, you got it. I question a lot of stuff. I'll tell you, I didn't get anybody's opinion, but Ashley Young, that's probably the worst dive I've seen in a long time.
Nearly as bad as Jota's from last week or whatever it was.
It was like he got punched in the gut by the Sandman. It didn't even look natural.
Have you seen John Duran got sent off in Saudi Arabia for slapping someone in the back of the head?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that guy's.
This is a real thing. This is a real thing.
Publicly execute him.
He slapped a guy in the back of the head. The guy went down like he'd been hit with a cannon instead of someone's open hand. But because he got sent off for it, which he should get sent off for it, because slapping a guy is just so needless, obviously.
Disrespectful.
Plus, anyway, but Ronaldo went mad. He couldn't believe that he'd been sent off for slapping a player in the back of the head.
That's the also problem I have with sport at times. You're so, and I'm not saying commit to winning and all this stuff, but if your player does something stupid, like, where's the accountability to one of your players? I'm sure it'll be done behind closed doors, but at the same time, man, like, how are you going to sit there and get up and be like, oh, you shouldn't send him off? He slapped him in the back of the head. Unless Ronaldo didn't see it.
That's what I'm suspecting. Because if you
Yeah.
see it, you're like, well, you're obviously going to get a red card for it.
Yeah.
But my question of it is, in what football is the only situation where you'd see someone get slapped in the back of the head and then react the way he did. Because if for example, if I slapped Sam in the back of the head, at most he's probably going to turn around and just go, "What the fuck did you do that for?" Sort of thing. Whereas, like, I'm not saying like, you know, the natural reaction would be, "Why are you slapping me in the back of the head? What the hell did I do?" kind of thing. But this guy who he did it to, and I'm not going, I won't even go bother trying to name the player. I don't know, it's unimportant. But he hit the deck like he had been shot.
Yeah. Well, it's this is the problem I have with the sport. It's such a good sport, but then like how people don't take the sport seriously when they see plays like that.
Yeah.
Like
players go down far too easily. It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, look what happened.
Guys.
They had that Four Nations hockey tournament, right? That was basically the NHL's answer to the All-Star game. They were like, we're not doing this crap All-Star game anymore. We're just going to have the Four Nations play against each other. The first minute in Canada and U.S., they just started fighting.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch that game. I heard about it and everything, but I mean, it's just. I mean, I know hockey's a little bit more brutal. I mean, guys. I mean, I remember the Avs Stanley Cup run. You had guys that were playing with their foot was broken half. They were basically in a walking boot, and they were playing on the ice. Like, it's obviously two different sports, no question. But the diving thing in this game.
It's because they know they can get away with it. That's the thing. Because so many times they've managed to fool the referee.
Yeah.
And I know VAR has made it more difficult now, but back in the day before VAR, you could fool the referee to giving you a penalty, to giving you a free kick, and that's obviously why they did it. But what pisses me off, and I remember us talking about this a long time ago on this show, sometime around the beginning of the 2000s, around that time, I remember there was a lot of talk, and there was saying that the FA were they were gonna introduce this retroactive like punishment.
Refereeing. Yeah.
For diving. They was gonna look at diving incidents after games and punish players retroactively. That's what they said those rumors, like there's reports that was going to happen, but it never happened.
Playing Zinchenko in
Tony
midfield.
Pulis, I believe he at the time was a Stoke manager.
I'm down for it.
Tony Pulis,
that's what they need to do. When players realize when players start to realize they're not going to fucking get away with it, you're going to get retroactively punished.
That was his point. He said in the interview, I could end diving tomorrow with one simple rule change. If you make it so the next person that does a dive in a Premier League football match gets banned for 10 matches, you'll end diving in Premier League football. It will end instantly. Because if you take away players' playing bonuses, for example, because most players will earn like 30 grand for even getting on the pitch, kind of thing, or whatever at time. If you take that away by them not playing because they cheated in football, definitively cheated, they just won't do it. You'd stamp it out immediately. The competitive advantage won't be there anymore.
Yeah.
And you'd kill it. Patrick Bamford, silly as this sounds, it being Patrick Bamford he was fouled in a game. It was a Leeds game, admittedly. He was fouled. But because he tried to stay on his feet, he didn't get the decision. So Patrick Bamford turned round and you could actually see him saying to the ref, do I need to throw myself onto the floor to prove that I was fouled?
Yeah, that's basically
Then he said it later in the interview about after the match kind of thing. He was like, I was saying to the referee, do I have to con you to actually get you to believe I was fouled?
But then here's the other argument though, like, I wonder, like, if you can stay on your feet, is it really a foul? But again, like, if they're hacking at your feet, sure. But if like there's a little tug here or there, you know what I mean? Like, what's a foul?
No. If I remember rightly, it was one
Pandora's
of them.
box.
Yeah, but it was one of them. Like, if he'd have threw himself to deck, there's no question he's getting the decision. But because it's actually more advantageous to him in that moment to actually try and stand his feet and shoot, like a normal human being in football should actually try to do, despite what you think of Patrick Bamford as a footballer, it kind of then creates this situation where he's better off trying to cheat or exaggerate what is actually happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not the only football that's ever happened to, but that's the one that I can point at and say,
Yeah, I know it's happened. It's happened other times as well. I know it has. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
I'm gonna get
see
some coffee.
players staying on their feet. It's almost like it's not worth doing it. But
yeah, players do it obviously because they know it works, and they don't get punished for it.
One of my dad's favourite lies, my favourite lie my dad ever told me about refereeing. And it was like, oh, in my day, son, basically he used to tell me that if a player got fouled from a goal scoring opportunity or something like that, the goalkeeper would stand at the side of the goal and let the team score the penalty just because they were gentlemen. So I was like, the more older I got, the more I think that's a fucking lie. There's no
was that in like the
goalkeeper
1900s or something?
Yeah, I was thinking like even in 1965 or something, that goalkeeper is standing upright in that goal and trying to stop it.
Yeah.
But like I say, it was my favourite lie I've been told by him.
But talking about fights in games and stuff, like slaps and fights and stuff in games, you see that a lot of the different stuff from around the world is obviously spread around on social media. There's a lot of stuff from the Thai Premier League, the top league in Thailand. They go fucking bonkers at each other. Those guys, the Thai guys, they get pretty aggressive. And I saw this clip a few weeks ago where there's a guy, he basically did like a flying roundhouse kick on this guy's head. It's fucking crazy.
Roundhouse kick is quite a move to pull out in football.
Yeah. He got pissed off.
Zlatan could do it.
He got fouled. I think if I remember correctly, he got fouled and he was really pissed off. He got fouled quite nastily by this guy, and he got really pissed off, and he just did like a flying roundhouse kick on him straight in his head. Oh god! Oh, look at that old guy with the glasses with the fucking trophy bimbo.
Yeah, it's
in the
what's his
crowd.
name, isn't it? West Ham owner.
Yeah.
The
Got
one that's
himself a
alive.
little fucking
that
gold
blonde
digging
woman's his
slapper.
wife. She was a former porn star.
Fucking gold digging slapper.
Former.
Yeah.
Mavropanos is on. We've got a chance.
Yeah, come on. If we can't score against him, then what the fuck are we doing?
He'll probably have the game of his life.
Oh yeah, of course. That's it. Got a yellow for knocking the ball away. Good. Thank you.
If it was Arsenal, he would have been sent off.
Yeah, surely.
So I was just taking a quick look on our Google Sunderland, and I just wanted to see if there was any tweets about their collapse today. Considering they
When
went
Leeds
from, we're probably going to win the league Monday night.
When are Leeds playing?
Monday night.
Monday night.
Football.
Monday night. Monday night football.
Who are you playing?
Baby. Sheffield United.
Oh, top of the table clash.
Literally first, second. Winner take all.
I saw did Burnley score 3? Did Burnley score 3 goals?
They scored 4 goals from 4 shots, I believe, yesterday.
Fuck. Okay, no, I never thought they would score 4 goals in a game.
I don't think we've had one shot today.
One quality at least.
Yeah, they had 4 shots on target. Burnley scored all 4. They are now 12 games without conceding.
Would you guys take kudos on this team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Is there a possibility we could get them in the summer?
Probably.
I think we need an upgrade on left wing, regardless.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah, definitely do. I want Lookman.
I mean, I still like Martinelli, but he needs competition. I would still also flirt with Martinelli selling him too if you could get good money for him.
Fucking Trossard shooting like a fucking wimp.
Mitoma.
It's going to cough his lungs out
What about
taking
Semenyo?
2 bong rips dropping off the work truck.
Does he
Gotta take
play left or
advantage of
right?
perks. He'll take Kudos or Bowen.
I don't know if I'd take Bowen. I
Nah,
mean,
Bowen's not getting into this team. Bowen's not getting into this team. Not
I mean,
not-
but again, like when we talk about this, we got to stop thinking about just the 11. You got to start thinking about the 19 that gets put out on the team sheet.
yeah, but the thing is that some of these players are not going to. I mean, yeah, of course they'll probably come if you pay them enough money or whatever.
Yeah.
But some of these players are not going to come if they're not going to play regular football.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as to say, any right winger is no right winger of any sort will say, "I want to go to Arsenal," because they just won't play if Saka's fit, which is 95% of the time.
Yeah.
So if you want to try and buy Mbeumo or someone like that, you're just not going to get them. But I think we need 2 strikers in the summer.
Yeah,
because
one's not enough.
Nketiah's gone. Jesus is out till next Christmas. You're like, we need 2 strikers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have 1 striker and a left winger.
I want 2 strikers and a left winger. I want fucking all 3 of them.
I want a whole new team. And we're going to buy another. And we're going to buy another.
What the answer is.
What was that? I didn't even.
It says last night and then there's obviously Pierce Brosnan's James Bond, and then a smash burger. So I don't know what the actual answer's supposed to be.
I Bond smashed your sister. I don't know.
It's obviously smashed or something, but what is the first part?
I smooth smashed you. I don't know. 007 smashed your sister.
I Pierce smashed. I don't know.
Brosnan smashed. Just say we're going to sign another £30 million keeper, and it's just like, why?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with you there, Russ. I mean, while I do think it's good to have 2 good goalkeepers and not be in the position where you have one who's just completely terrible, like the one we have on the bench. Yeah, I mean, he seems like a goalkeeper that's. I mean, from everything I've been reading about him, they're saying he's a really good goalkeeper, really talented, and like, so it's like he's going to want to play games. So it's like, why are you going to bring him in? If, he's going to want to play games, it's like, I mean, I get the whole thing that goalkeepers do like to compete with each other because they really do. They do like to compete with each other. But at the same time, if you're bringing in a goalkeeper who's potentially a first goalkeeper, it's like, you can go for someone else who maybe is a bit more up and coming or something like that.
But then you're just going to have the same problem. It's just like, Arteta will drop a player it will drop a keeper if they're not playing well.
Yeah.
Bitch Gunner wants Justin Kluivert.
I mean, he's a good talent.
Right wing, is he?
He's a good talent. I mean, he's been playing well, but the thing is, like Russ says, anyone down the right is not going to play. So
he scored more goals at St James's Park than his dad did, and his dad played for Newcastle.
Yeah. Good old Patrick Kluivert went to Newcastle when he was well over the hill, didn't he?
Yeah, Patrick Kluivert was a bags man, definitively. Like, he won the Champions League. I was back when it was actually prestigious to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still prestigious to win it, obviously, but in a we don't know who's actually going to win it kind of way. Whereas deep down, we're all like, Real Madrid again.
Yeah.
Even if they don't even have to win all the games. It's actually, this league format has actually made it easier for Real Madrid to win the Champions League because the jeopardy is even less for them.
I still get rid of the 2 legs.
Not really. I don't really agree with that, Tom, because I mean, the way it's set up now is you don't really know what's going to happen with the whole, like in terms of who you get drawn and stuff in the last 16 and all of that. I mean, with the old group stage, it was done after 4 games. After 4 games, That was it. You knew who was going through after 4 games. It was done after 4 games. It was boring. Whereas now you actually got 8 games where they can still
only win half of them and still probably go through, as long as they draw another out of form team by the time they actually play them.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
there's
just happen
still
to have slightly better form than Man
but
City.
there's jeopardy there in terms of whether you get the top 8, whether you have to go through a playoff, right? So we saw the Real Madrid had to go through a playoff now. They actually had to beat Manchester City over 2 legs to go through. Whereas before in the old format, they would have been done after 4 games. They'd already been through.
But so they basically barely played well. This is more thinking about Manchester City more than Real Madrid, admittedly. But
Manchester City got lucky. It was on match day 8. Manchester City just managed to scrape through and get into the playoff group. I mean, if Manchester City had lost that last game, they would have not gone into the playoffs.
that's true. I mean, they basically Man City need to go fuck themselves.
I mean, the way it works now, which I prefer, is you get 8 games, you get drawn eight games, and you'll get mostly good teams, and you'll get a few bad teams. But the thing is, you get to play more good teams now.
I think you should get rid of the 2 legs, and the top seed gets a home game, and that's it.
Yeah, more like the like American style type thing.
Because that double A kind of almost also ensures that people like Real Madrid make it through.
Because Real Madrid are going to be better than any football team over 2 games with them. No matter where you play it, even if you play 1 at home, 1 away, they are going to almost certainly overturn any mistake they end up making the first time.
And you could argue with the league format that you know what, if you want to do the single leg, increase the league match to 12 or something, whatever, and that way you ensure something that the best one gets that home field advantage or whatever you want to do, and then you just push through. So you can have, I don't know, it's 12. I don't. Either way,
you do have the home. You do have the home advantage now. The top 8 get home advantage in the last 16.
But don't they? But this is also. Is he going to send him off? Did he send him off, Cross?
No, he didn't. He gave him a yellow, but
I was close, man.
I thought he got the ball, but.
Goal scored by Jorginho Rutter, Southampton 0, Brighton 2, and Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 2.
But the 16 are still double games, right?
Oh yeah, you're talking about you'd rather have 1 game instead of 2 legs.
Everything except the final. Everything except the final, you'll play twice.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you kind of.
It's gone to fucking VAR now.
Oh God.
Is it Lewis Skelly now? I've just seen it.
Checking possible red card, denying of goal scoring opportunity. I don't. You got to be unlucky for that.
Let's see.
You've got Saliba up the top right there. He's still in. They're going to send him off.
He's at the halfway line.
They're going to send him off.
You got Saliba. Saliba's a long way away, though. Saliba is a long way away.
Southampton 0, Brighton 3.
They're going to send him off.
Yeah, I mean, Saliba's a long way away. He's got more direct. The West Ham player's got more direct route to goal.
Bitch kind of likes a player called Reindeers.
Oh, he's going to go look. This
is Saliba's got no chance of getting any. I mean, if he gets that ball, the West Ham player can just. I mean, Raya's at the halfway line. Why is Raya at the halfway line?
Because he's a sweepy keeper.
What the fuck are you doing there, Raya? I mean, the West Ham player can clearly score a goal from that position. He just has to knock the ball towards the goal.
Yeah, he sent him off. Fuck's sake.
Well, it's completely clear. It's a clear red card.
Fucking hell, man.
No way.
The worst part about it is here's the problem I have with it. It's not like he's even taken his leg and sweep him. He's used his hand to pull him down too.
Well, that's got nothing to do with anything, Spencer. What are you trying to say? Is that less of a foul then if he does that?
If he pulls him down with his hand,
that's a foul. He's preventing the goal scoring opportunity.
No, I said that's what makes it look worse is the fact that.
All right, okay, yeah.
I thought the first time I thought he got the ball.
It's the whole.
He got his leg. No, he got his leg clearly. Yeah, he's got his leg clearly there. Doesn't matter if you get the ball.
Because he pulls him from the waist as well.
What's Lewis Skelly doing? I mean, Lewis Skelly, I love the kid, but what's he doing there, honestly? What are you fucking doing?
Well,
I love the kid, but...
Now, I don't even want to hear a single person in our fan base whining about VAR. They're going to do it. They're going to say it's not a thread. We're going to hear it all week.
Yes, and I will bang that drum.
You fucking fraud, honestly. Jesus Christ.
It's not a clear goal scoring opportunity, though.
It is.
How
if he
is
gets that ball, Russ, he's
not
going
going
to knock the ball towards the fucking goal.
Yeah, but he's
17 seconds it took for this.
His trajectory is.
Doesn't matter about the
goal.
trajectory. He's looking towards goal. If he gets that ball, he just has to knock it towards goal, Russ. Raya is at the halfway line. There's no way Raya is going to stop that
if
ball.
you're at a halfway line, that is
it.
not a goal scoring opportunity.
Sleeper is 30 yards away.
Yeah, but if you're at the halfway line, that's not a goal scoring opportunity, is it?
It is, because he can score Russ.
Yeah, but he might not score. So how's that?
He's going to score.
How's that a clear goal scoring opportunity? If he's standing in front of the goalkeeper, I can understand that, but he's not.
He gets the ball and the goal is open.
No,
Russ.
he's too far away from the goal for me. No, that's bullshit. Absolute crap.
The goal is open.
It's not open though. The keeper's there.
It is. The keeper's not in the goal.
If that was Trossard, would the defender get sent off?
No.
Would you want the defender sent off for it?
Yes. Russ would be screaming out
because it's
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
That was us.
He won't get. He'll just get a yellow card, and it won't go to VAR. It'll be fine. Honestly,
your team win too many games for me to believe there's an actual conspiracy. You're second in the league. I will not have there's an actual conspiracy going on because you win far too many games.
I don't know. I think it's denial.
This is clear.
Here's the problem.
It's not clear though, is it?
Well, the problem
is on goal.
He is through on goal. If he gets that ball, the goal is open.
From where he's standing. How does he?
Is Raya anywhere near goal? Russ?
Right, he's near the They're near the throw-in line, right? What's stopping the defender getting back there?
Oh, first of all, the defender is 30 yards away. He's got no chance of catching up. Second of all, Raya.
Even if it's the fastest defender we've got, which it was.
Raya is well out of his. He's nowhere. He's at the halfway line.
He's not though, is he?
If you're the Kudus or whatever his name is, who's got the ball. I think was it Kudus? I don't know. I can't remember the West Ham player now. But when he gets that ball, he can just hit the ball into the net, Russ. That's all he has to do.
No, he doesn't. He has to.
The goal is wide open.
Smash a fucking ball, though, isn't it?
The goal is wide open. He just has to hit the ball into the net. He could kick the ball 40 yards.
But he might miss. It's not a clear goal scoring opportunity, is it?
Russ, it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. It doesn't say you might not score.
It fucking should, because it's not clear. If he's standing in front of the goal, if he's 2 yards out from the goal, yes, it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. But he's halfway at the fucking pitch.
He's been denied a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. The goal is wide open. There's nothing in the rule book or the laws that says he might not score. It's a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. He can hit that ball 40 yards exactly from where he gets the ball and score that goal easily. Because Raya,
every single time
why is Raya at the halfway line?
Go in the net. I don't think so.
He's a professional football player, can hit a ball 40 yards into the net when it's wide open. Yes,
but they can miss.
But that's not in the fucking rule.
But he's not in front of the fucking goal, is he? Don't get it.
The only thing that matters is if it's a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. That's what the law says. It doesn't say he might miss.
Come over and hang out over on Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling.
You could do
while the two lovebirds have a debate on the merits of refereeing.
We can't get a more clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity than that. I mean, when you got to be for us to agree there's a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. Basically, the player's got to be on the goal line. Basically, he's got to be on the goal line.
I didn't think it was. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone to VAR. So there you go.
Because he didn't have this fucking perspective that VAR does he?
But the thing is, for me, right, he's already given the yellow cards. Why? It's already been taken care of.
Colonel
No,
Ward,
because it's
Colonel, of
a
course.
potential red card, isn't it?
Colonel Ward's already decided the game is rigged. A season soaked in controversial. Actually, no, unfair me. I've put words in his mouth. He always wrote is rigged. A season soaked in controversial red card moments. A joke league run by corrupt northern refs. And he said,
I'll
"Sure,
take that.
because he's Messi, Sam. No
don't know
chance."
if I had
Sorry.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be Messi. You look at the fucking replay. All he has to do is hit that ball 40 yards towards the goal, and he scores. That's all he
How
has
do you
to
know
do.
Raya doesn't get back?
Ray doesn't need to get anywhere near the ball, Russ, because he can hit that ball from where he is and score. That's what he can do.
Raya
He can
could have
just
pulled
kick
the
the
win
ball.
out.
He can just kick the ball and score, Russ. The goalkeeper's at the halfway line. The
He
goal
wasn't
is
at the
wide
halfway
open.
line, though, was he?
He was nearly at the halfway line. He was halfway between Kudus and Saliba.
Right. I need West Ham to score, otherwise this conversation's going to be the exact same conversation for the next 23 minutes. So I need West Ham to Arsenal to score.
We're fucked. We're completely fucked. This game is finished. 10 men and we got to score 2 goals. No, we can't even score with fucking 11 men.
I've seen your team play better when you do have players sent off, like Brighton, for example. I know you didn't win it, but you could have.
It's too late.
We're going to
Oliver
win this game,
Scholes
guys.
was it? Who the hell is Oliver Scholes? Oh, it's a West Ham player. Sorry.
Tottenham have scored. Tottenham are 3-1 up against Ipswich. Ipswich are terrible. Fucking hell, they're rubbish.
Jed Spence, former Leeds United player, who basically Leeds sent back to Tottenham.
Wasn't he also at Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Tottenham bought him because of his form at Nottingham Forest.
I'm having a lot of fun today, guys. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well,
Spencer,
that's it for
is
me.
this your-
Season's
Is
done
this
now
your
for me.
first time being here live for a Sam versus Russ footballing debate?
No, I've been around for those. They're fun. You know, it's,
No, but I mean actually experience it
oh,
live in
at
the
first
flesh.
with VIP seating, not with VIP seating. No.
Yeah.
It's worth the entrance fee.
I mean, I can see very far a distance. Holly's loving this. Holly's sitting there
Oh,
going,
yeah.
Holly's sitting there
All
going,
for
oh
the
my
shit
god,
house, great.
I'm live for it as well.
I think she would watch rant videos. I can't stand them, but
She loves a bit of drama. Loves it. Well, she loves like Chicago Fire, so.
yeah. Well, there you
He's
go.
off 1 year. He's off. Great. Injured.
We just need a sexy doctor to come in here and save the day.
Who forgot to sacrifice some chicken last night? It weren't me, people. Come on, people, get it together. When do Liverpool play City?
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow in the
Tomorrow.
4:30 kickoff on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, when do they not play Man City versus Liverpool on a Sunday afternoon?
Everton.
This is
Fergus.
time
Everton
for
Ferguson's
Raheem
off.
Sterling masterclass. Come in here, score 2 goals, and we can have that in the controversy too.
Oh, geez. Imagine if he scored a goal now. Fucking hell.
I'll tell you what, if he scores 2 goals and finds a way to win, I don't want to hear no one else cussing him, even though we all know he's the dog shit.
Oh, God. We are so fucked. Our season's done now, folks, in the Premier League now.
It was
Yeah.
done the 1st of February. It's done.
We're fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah, I think that the minute you
And then
didn't bring
is-
anybody in, that
is
was
when
when it was over.
Is Waneri seriously injured now?
I don't know.
He
I
hobbled
just-
off. But
He's 17. You can't have him play all.
they should have played Sterling from the start. No, it probably wouldn't have made much difference. But
I like the fact that they put Zinchenko in midfield. I do like that. I know people probably are going to cuss me for that, but I feel like that's been his best position. That's where he should play. He plays for his national team. He shouldn't be a left back. It's a missed opportunity.
Oh, I love how Colonel's actually fucking checked the replay now and backpedaled. You fucking cunt.
where's he backpedaled?
that's a bit strong.
Yeah, he's backpedaled. He said he agrees it's a red card now.
No, there's nothing
I
wrong
didn't
with
see a
that.
replay, so I don't know.
What would you rather him do, Sam? Stick to his guns and then basically go, no, I've seen it, and it's still what I was saying 5 minutes ago before I'd seen it.
At least he's admitted it's a red. At least he's admitted that much anyway.
Mavropanos is helping us out there.
This is so fucking cringe. I mean, we are just...
we say this. Everybody's got to realize the season's over. Just enjoy the ride. All right, it's gonna be.
You can enjoy the ride, but there's finishing second and there's finishing like fourth, which we could easily finish fourth or fifth at this rate.
We absolutely could.
Well,
what can we do about it?
We haven't got enough up front to even win a game like this.
Spencer, this is the thing, right? Of course, there's nothing we can do about it, but as fans, we have opinions, right? On what we think. We have opinions, what we think is right or not. And I think a lot of people agree that the way what we did in the transfer window, the way we're setting up tactics-wise with players that don't suit these tactics or what we have, there's wrong decisions being made here. And that's what we're criticizing. We can't do anything. Of course we can't.
Yeah.
But as fans, that's what you do as a fan. You can't do anything as a fan. That's the whole thing, right? So you can't just excuse things by saying, well, we can't do anything, because of course we can't do anything. We don't run the fucking football club, do we?
They're so bad.
Come on. Yeah, we need to accept that the season's over. I think people need to accept
that. Someone at Arsenal needs to be held accountable to say, all right, our squad is at this situation at the time. Okay, Havertz hadn't gone by that point, but it was like, well, someone needs to have said, well, this is the state of our team, our squad. We haven't got enough. Why can't we find someone in the world that we could sign? They have these scouts, contact, data, all of that, and they can find nobody to sign.
Yep. No, I agree with you 100%, Russ. The recruitment, especially during the winter now, and you can also say the summer as well, has been an absolute shit show. Absolutely, Russ. You're 100% correct. We've got all this data. We've got like 3 or 4 people we employ and pay a lot of money every week or month, or however they're paid in that, backroom staff are paid, but they get paid a lot of money to check data, go through data, and provide data on players all around the world. We do have scouts in different areas around the world, and it's like you can't go out and find anyone that can come in. We didn't need a starting player, right? We knew that we wasn't likely going to get a star or someone like that in January. But you could go out and fucking find 1 or 2 players somewhere in the world who can come in and do a job as a squad player. That's what we need. We just needed a couple of players to supplement our squad, and they couldn't get one fucking person. It is absolutely ridiculous. It really is. And it's like, look at the other teams further down the league. Like, you got Brightons, you got fucking Wolves, you got all these teams. They go out and buy these players you haven't really heard of, and all of a sudden they're fucking good. It's like, why can't we do that? Why can't we go out and buy a player who's, relatively unknown, that, must have decent stats to him, must have, been scouted and, he's a decent player. Why can't we do that?
Yep. Obviously, we get priced out on some of these players, but
we're not going to get any stars in January.
Whoever was gonna buy the players, that's who needs to be held accountable. With the fact that we haven't replaced Ed, who's the sporting director, that's what needs to be held accountable right there.
Yeah, exactly. We got
Arteta up there begging for players on a press conference, begging for forward players.
They let Edu go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of bringing in someone immediately, they let Jason Ato take over to deputize. Until they're bringing in a new sporting. And this Jason Ato guy, who the fuck is he? He's never done anything in his fucking life. And he's the guy who's like in charge of recruiting players. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But no one says that he was the one who said. No one says that he didn't go to his superiors to say, "I've got this player. Can we buy him?"
We don't know exactly where. Yeah. We don't exactly know where the fault lies in terms of.
We don't know who said no. Ultimately, we don't know who said no. We don't know.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, the responsibility does lie with Jason Ato and possibly also with George Kroenke. I mean, they're the 2 guys
Yeah.
Who, you know, where it's between those two.
But yeah, that's who I'm looking at right now.
But in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing, isn't it? It's like, well,
Yeah.
Havertz got injured a week after.
Yeah.
It was obvious it was going to happen, but then it wasn't going to happen. He could still be fit now, and he could still be leading our line, which he shouldn't, in my opinion. But
the thing is, everyone knew that the squad was so thin that if an injury happens, that's what everyone was saying. If we get another injury, we just have no one, and that's what everyone was saying. We just needed a couple of squad players, you know. So even if we still had Kai Havertz, it would have been nice to have a couple of squad players. But now, since the inevitable injuries have happened, we've got no one. I mean, now look, when Airy looks like he's had a knock today, hopefully he'll be available again for the next game. We don't know. But if he's injured now, what the fuck are we going to do? We're going to have to start sticking kids on.
Yeah. I mean, that's
what we've had to resort to anyway.
Yeah, lucky enough the kids have been good, right? Lewis Skelly and Waneri, they've been good. We've been lucky.
Yeah,
so we agree the kids are all right.
The kids are all right.
It's true. We've been lucky.
It's on ownership. It's on ownership. That's the problem I have.
Yeah.
Apparently Herbert said we've got no scouts. Edu sacked all our scouts.
Yeah, we sacked all the scouts. Yeah, we sacked a lot. We had a very large.
I think we got rid of the ones that were on the payroll, like as employees, but I think we still have third-party people who we speak to, who scout, who are not actual employees of Arsenal, but they do scouting on our behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you buy you buy the data and then you can use it however you see.
Yeah,
fit.
we use.
Yeah, so you have people in a country. Arsenal will go to this person, or Chelsea will go to this person. Say, right, you're in this country. You're in wherever, Estonia or whatever. Yeah. Can you have a look at this player for us? And then that scout will say, yeah, okay, Yeah, so they're not actually employees of any club. They're just
why didn't Odegaard
their local area?
I don't understand that. I don't know why Odegaard didn't take that ball on. He goes and plays it wide.
Odegaard's been shit.
Did you see what I'm saying there, Russell? That should have been. He should have taken a direct shot there.
He's been terrible all day.
But what is the hell is this tactic of, we're going to pass it wide? Dude, you're in the freaking middle of the box. Right here, you should be going direct. Take a shot.
Right there.
You'll see it in a second, Sam.
I don't know. He's just...
I mean, Trossard, that's a good opportunity. That's a wasted shot, too, but...
8 minutes injury time. God. I'll just turn it off now.
Yeah,
is there any other good games on?
I'm glad you asked that, Russ, because Tottenham have scored fourth goal at Ipswich.
Yeah, I missed it. I was too busy watching this shit show.
And Brighton have scored a fourth goal at Southampton.
Brighton are winning 4-0.
Yeah.
The ball does look pretty good, yeah.
But the real important score Transmere Rovers scored.
Hey!
And Notts County. The problem is that Notts County have scored 2 goals, including one in the 90th minute, from what I can tell. So Transmere are losing.
Ah, fuck that.
Notts County.
ASAP Rocky will be fucking mortified.
If anything, that'll make him up his offer. Actually, no, why would it? The opposite would happen. He'd go, I'll offer 100,000 or whatever it is, like, I'll give you 50p.
I'll give you 50p.
I'll give you a Mars Chinese Super League. Anything exciting?
Chinese Super League starts in March, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
What about Disabled League?
Wrong, of course, because they are a league. I don't know what the word for them is, but same year calendar season or whatever you call it.
Well, Ben White has scored for Scotland. Scotland 5, England 0.
I loved the look on everyone's face when you did that, as if I'm sitting here thinking, if you'd have done that and it was a Leeds player, I'd have had you killed. Too sorry, did I go too far too quickly?
We're hanging out with 3 English people. I figured you guys would care. I don't know. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Holly. I didn't mean to metaphorically threaten to murder your husband. or sorry. I'll do it more accurately. Metaphorically, have your husband murdered live on YouTube.
God, this has turned into
start
Fargo.
over.
It's Fargo.
When you say something quite outlandish, but everyone knows it's not true, it's called a joke.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, no one took that seriously.
It's Russ's reaction like, oh fuck, he's doing what he usually does. It's fucking nonsense.
No, I was
I'm
watching
just
the
taking
football.
advantage of basically not being what's the word, babysat by Gary.
That's true. You're not getting Gary telling you all the time to.
It's a shame he's
So,
not here. I had some Ron Simmons facts.
You can do it because you could do it on the watch it on the replay.
Yeah,
I
which I
don't
know
think
he
he'll
does
bother.
watch the replays. Hi, Joe.
I'm on. He won't watch it.
Mhm.
Lunatics in asylum.
No, I understand why it happened because I thought you were talking about Joe Bryan, who used to play for Fulham, but then I actually thought you was on about Joe Hendry. But still, no, nothing
Jesus,
going on in the Premier League.
Joke. What a joke, honestly. We are so fucking bad up front. I don't. How the fuck did we manage to win games in recent
The
weeks?
Nike ball looks amazing.
We had
8
players.
minutes.
Really shit.
Such an anti-Arsenal conspiracy that they've give you 8 minutes to score.
I just can't believe. It's so weird. It's like we watch this team play so badly, so often, and we still win games. It's like, how are we winning games when we're this bad?
I don't know. Don't know the answer to that question, sir.
No,
Because
I
you
think
shouldn't
that's
have
quite
given
right.
up that goal to Bowen. This should be 0-0 right now. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
problem
true.
also. That was so poor defensively by Rice and Gabrielle that this should be 0-0 game right here and a draw and a point. But no,
Yeah, that's true.
we got people just
You can't even score. Oh my god.
the fuck.
It's terrible.
They've had opportunities in the second half, but that I look back and we could talk about the missed opportunities of scoring, but that right there,
There
the
wasn't many
Bowen
of them.
goal, the Bowen goals, that's what burns me up more than us not scoring.
Yeah, you're right. That was a terrible goal to concede. Ben White just took a shot, launched it wide.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity, but
It was a pretty good opportunity, actually. Yeah.
Back in EastEnders. What the fuck?
He needs some money, obviously. Get some money.
Have you ever seen the show Extras where they obviously Ricky Gervais plays an extra?
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
They do a show where obviously Barry from EastEnders is working at the car phone warehouse because being an actor has gone so well for him. I can't believe he was willing to do it. But I did this joke where Barry's sitting there going, talking about Ross Kemp for Barry is a sore subject, Andy, Ricky Gervais' character, because we all know that the story that Ross Kemp went to ITV and give me £1 million or nothing, and they gave him £1 million to do shows for him. But then Barry did the same thing and went, ITV, give me £1 million or nothing. Obviously, they went, Andy Millman, Gervais' character, went, so what did they go with? But he knew the answer, even though he said it, but he was they went with nothing, obviously. It's Barry from EastEnders.
Yeah, when because Ross Kemp always has this image of being like a hard guy, like a tough guy, and he covers all the.
And he's really posh.
He's really posh because he does all these documentaries where he goes like follows like police and army and stuff
gangs
like that.
in South Africa and all that.
Yeah, and then he comes in and he's all posh and polite, but he doesn't know what the SAS is. I was with the. What did you say? I was with the
SAS means.
Special army men or something like that. You called them, didn't he?
He goes
Corner.
Well, you know what the SAS is called, don't you? And he went. Gervais's character's like, well, yes, Special Air Service. And he's like, oh, is that what they told you it was called? He went, well, I actually hang out with real SAS men, and when I was preparing for my role, and they told me what it really means. And he went, it means super army soldiers.
Yes.
And he went, and he ends the conversation with, you don't want to get into a fight with me. And as he walks off, Ricky Gervais turns around and goes, or a conversation, apparently.
I don't know how that's going to end, Russ, but that Raya play right there was pretty good by him. That effort.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
But if you're going to have your
keeper... with the ball at his feet, put it that way, yeah. I mean, he's a good keeper, don't get me wrong. He's a good keeper.
But I think
he would have saved anything that would have shot the ball at him. But there you go.
But no, like
keeper on the corner. We got Raya fucking basically marking the West Ham.
Well, that was my point. Like if you're gonna have your keeper come up for the corner, he should be like at the edge of the box in case he has to sprint back. I don't know.
He did sprint back though.
But I'm saying it makes it a little bit more difficult when you're on one touchline to the other touchline.
Just fucking Graham Potter and Arsenal.
Weekend striker.
No.
Yeah, what is it with this fucking Graham Potter? We always fucking manage to lose to him.
It's done. Season over. Fuck it.
Fucking joke, honestly.
You're going to have a
absolute joke.
Do you know, I'm not actually surprised at all. Not really.
No, I saw this coming. We saw this coming, didn't we? Because, I mean, last week, I think we were all sort of like just really, really like wishful thinking that Marino maybe could actually do something when he came on and scored 2 goals. Like, oh, wow, maybe he can do something. I think everyone deep down realized, yeah, Marino's not a striker.
But he also scored 2 goals against a championship level team.
Yeah, there's that as well, obviously. And he comes in the last 20 minutes when they're more tired and everything. Yeah, so I think we sort of like hyped that up a lot more than we should have out of just like wishful thinking. But yeah. Yeah.
We just don't have
one
enough.
as well.
Up top, nothing at all. I'd say we'll be lucky to finish 4th at this rate.
You know what?
We will finish in Champions League, but it'll be poor.
We'll lose. No, we'll lose. Like I wrote in the group chat, I reckon we'll beat PSV, but then we're going to get completely slapped by Real Madrid. We're just going to get completely slapped by them, go out in the last 16, as we always do. We always go out in the last 16. And now for the league, you know what's going to happen now? We've lost today.
That'd be last 8 at that point, sir.
Pardon?
That'd be last 8.
Yeah, sorry. That'd be the quarter final.
Yeah.
Normally we get knocked out in the last 16, so at least if we get past the last 16 this time, I think we will beat PSV.
I get your sentiment.
But we're going to get slapped. We're going to get slapped by Real Madrid in the quarter final.
But you get more money if you get slapped in the quarter final.
Yeah, but us as fans, you know, when we want. You know, we're not looking at that aspect of it so much, but yeah, no, I mean, and then you know what's going to happen now in the league. Obviously, you know, we lost today. Liverpool are going to probably lose tomorrow, so this chance of getting 3 points, catching up, is just completely gone. And I just can't see them now. You know, they're not going to lose enough games between now and the end of the season. It's just not going to happen. We're too far gone. We're nearly March now, so it's just too far gone.
Again, that. The attack aside, we should never conceded that goal earlier too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Completely fuck up in defense.
That'll be completely forgotten in everything. That'll be completely
fucked up in defense today. Absolutely, 100%.
There were so many counterattacks in the first half that it was.
But our attack is so bad. Our attack is just so bad that and for me, this is where I think Arteta needs to start getting some criticism by keep playing this formation and this tactic when we don't have the players that suit it. That's the thing, you know, he should try and change it around, but I just think he's probably thinking, it's too much to change around. Like it's difficult to start implementing a new tactic, sort of like, this stage and everything. But yeah, It's
We
just
haven't, we haven't got a striker to play at all.
exactly. And again, that's down to the window. I just can't believe we ended up that transfer window in January without a single fucking addition to our squad. It's ridiculous. It's like
It's criminal,
Yeah.
really.
Sam went a bit East London there.
Well, it's criminal.
Transfer window.
You should be you should be returning people's season ticket money, because what did you basically told everybody you didn't care. That's the reality here. And that's why when everybody's like, oh, fans, we complain and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's why lose my shit over this stuff? The club did not care. So why am I going to lose my mind and sit on streams for the next 4 months and do the same regurgitation? The club did not care. So you should not either.
I know a fan base that'll take you in, Spencer, for 4 months. Arsenal can loan you to my club.
I get it. I understand it
Leeds
hurts.
might win a trophy, Tom.
Yeah, Leeds might win a trophy this season, actually.
Did not care.
Maybe.
So don't lose your mind over this. Be rash.
I mean, without being horrible, I knew you weren't going to win the Premier League purely because Leeds never win the Championship without Liverpool winning the top division.
It's true.
That's actually true.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
So as soon as Arsenal go top, I'll be like, well, we're not winning the Championship. I'll be like, I'll blame Spencer for it personally. But I
must agree with in terms of like you have to start. You know, there's so much we need to question in terms of that transfer window. You know, who was it that made the decision? You know, was it because we? You know what? If I'm being really honest, I think that. In me, if I'm really trying to like actually, you know, say, okay, you know, you have to provide an answer where you think it went wrong or where you know, who made the decision. I think it's the Cronkies, because I think Jason Ato, right, who obviously must have some kind of fucking ability to be in the position he is, and you got Richard Garlick there as well, who's also supposed to be good at negotiating and stuff. And you got this whole executive team that's supposed to be, you know, doing all these deals, right? I think they've been told you can't spend money, right? It's like you can't spend money. We're saving it for the summer, or they've said you can only spend like a maximum of like 30 million or whatever, and they just didn't really want to go for anyone at that money. I just think I just think they were hamstrung by the Cronkies saying, no, sorry, we don't want to give you any money now in January. We're going to save it for the summer window. And I think that's what it is. I just can't, because like Russ said earlier, and many other people have been saying as well, I just can't believe that there was no player, not a single player in the world of football, any continent, the world of football, that we couldn't get, you know, like just to come in, be a part of our squad. I just don't believe that. So I think it's been from the Cronkies. They said, no, we're not getting anyone. And that's where it is. And then you have to say, okay, well, everyone could see what position we're in. We're trying to win the league. We need a couple of players because our squad is completely decimated with injuries, and we've been lacking a striker for 2 years. You know, why can't we get a striker? And then they've said no. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, why are you saying no when we only need a couple of players to come in to help us actually win the league? So it's down to them. It is. It's down to the Cronkies.
Right, I'm just going to read out what I've got here from The Athletic, where basically, on review, Pawson deemed Lewis Skelly's actions as denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity due to the goalkeeper's position and there being no covering defender in the immediate vicinity. That's literally it.
And I would argue that because Raya was so far up.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah.
If the goalkeeper was in a natural goalkeeping position, that's not going to be a red card. But because he isn't, it is.
Yeah, the goal is wide open.
Yes,
the goal is wide open.
Exactly.
And remember, it's a goal-scoring chance. It doesn't mean he had to convert it, but it was an opportunity that he would have put the ball on target with nobody in the net.
Exactly.
Yeah. I want to read out this comment from Arsenal Misfit, because I've had it here for a couple of minutes. So read it out. When every player sucks, the blame lands in one place. The manager. Slow, predictable, unimaginative, playing not to lose football. Arteta out. Is there any part of that is fair? I mean, it's obviously his opinion. But is there any part of that is a you have any thoughts on that? Would you go that far as to declare manager out?
I'm not asking for his head because he hasn't been given the tools. In my opinion, Arteta asked. I mean, in press conferences, he was basically saying, in the way you have to do it diplomatically, you can't go out screaming ahead of saying, "I want a fucking player." Right? That's just not. We know with PR, modern day communications, you can't go out publicly and say those things in that way. But he was saying, in a diplomatic way, we need players. We need players in the January window, and he didn't get it. We didn't give the tools to Arteta that he needed to try and get this over the line. Also, I think that's a main factor. And also, you have to put some blame on Arteta because we've said it several times. When you see your squad has changed drastically in terms of who is available and what their abilities are and what their strengths are, you have to change and adapt to suit that. When all of a sudden you've got no fucking forwards, you don't play with 3 forwards, right? I mean, if you don't have any good forwards, you don't play the same way that has been working previously that now doesn't work. You have to adapt and change, and that is down to Arteta. I think at the end of the season we have to sort of look and evaluate everything. At the end of the season, I mean, we still got the Champions League, which I know very, very unlikely we will do much there, but we still got the Champions League. But yeah, at the end of the season, we've got to count everything, or have a look at it all under one. Has Arteta done a good enough job with the situation we're in now? Has he adapted and managed to do the things that you should be doing in a situation we're in now? I think there's a question we can ask about that. And also, at the same time, Arteta, like I said, wasn't given the tools required that we desperately needed in the January transfer window based on our situation. I believe that's partly to blame as well. But if he goes at the end of the season, I don't think he's going to go himself because he's got a long-term contract. I think he's got another couple of years on his contract at least. So I don't see him willingly want to leave.
No, but if he's promised something and he doesn't get it, then he could very well just say, "Oh,
but I'm just saying,
I've done enough. I've done enough."
He's going to have to leave. He is going to have to want to leave himself because I don't think the Cronkies are going to sack him. That's what I'm saying.
I think they're more than happy for him to stay. You see, we've got us back into a position where we're challenging. Obviously, this season has fallen off a cliff because of injuries, but there's not. He can't do anything about injuries, unfortunately.
Yeah, but then you have to when you're in January and when we're going into January and we know our squad is already thin because yes, we've been unlucky with injuries, everything that's happened throughout the beginning of the season. But when you're going into January and you know the situation you're in, we are desperately short of players. We still don't have a very good striker. You should address those problems because you're in second position. You're still in a title challenge. If you get in a couple of players at least who can do a job, you put yourself into a position where you can fight for the title and actually maybe win the title. But not doing that, just saying, no, we're happy with what we have, is which obviously what the Cronkies did. I think that is absolutely terrible. It is absolutely terrible. And they need to be fucking dug out for that.
All right. So yeah, Misfits thing there. It's just like 700 million spent on attacking players. Which attacking players is Arteta bought?
Well, it's like
how many? Well, here's my problem. Here's my problem.
It's Jesus, isn't it? But these guys, as we've been saying,
Jesus is injured. Havertz isn't even a forward, essentially.
Yeah, I know.
So but we haven't invested enough in the forward line at all.
Not a striker. We haven't had a striker, and we haven't had enough forwards for this season. That's right. Yes, for this season specifically. Yes. Yeah.
Well, here's my problem also. Like, everybody says Arteta out. Like, who's to say he doesn't just leave on his own because
exactly? Of he could just say, "I've had enough. You're not backing me. I've had enough."
Yeah.
I know everybody because this is the problem I have also is there's people that have agendas and they're going to sit there and blame Arteta for everything that's wrong. And he's obviously to blame for some of this stuff. Listen to what I'm saying when I say this, okay? The Arteta out crowd, because you've got all these YouTube channels that are just going to grift all fucking weekend. I'm not calling the names out of who they are. Don't care who they are. But they're going to put all that bullshit content out that people just suck up and they can anger. But you have to be mad at the Cronkies here too.
Yeah.
Not sit there and sit there. Oh, it's Arteta's fault we didn't get a forward. Are you like either you're just willfully have an agenda or you're not mentally capable to sit there and actually objectively look at something. Kroenke's are for fault. Arteta's at fault. And the way football is in general right now, we lost Odegaard during the season. Rice got a stupid red card. Saliba got a stupid penalty. Like the VAR decisions, it all is a cumulative everything. There's just not one person at fault here. There's multiple facets. You are not entitled to win shit in this world. Just because you have a fucking badge with a cannon on it doesn't mean we're entitled to win this league. But at the same time, I don't know. Like
the last two seasons, we've been quite lucky with injuries. We didn't have any.
Yes.
Last season, Man City were just better than us at the end of the day. They won it by a couple of points, but we didn't have any injuries. This season, we have just been one thing after another.
Yeah,
Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, Havertz.
Exactly. Especially the first half of the season, going into Christmas and the New Year, we've been really unlucky with injuries. We've had a lot of bad decisions go against us. Yeah. You know, all those red cards, all of that. That's all like you guys are saying. It's all cumulative. But then we knew the situation we were in going into January, where we knew we need a couple of players here to come in. We've got all these injuries. We could see the guys are not quite doing the job. We need to bring in at least 2, maybe 3 players to get us over the line, to at least compete properly with Liverpool. And then to just sit back, I'm talking about the executive team now, you know, Josh Kroenke, all the executive lot, to just sit back and say, no, we've got what we have. We're gonna stick with what we have. We're not going to bring in anyone, and just think that is good enough and just say, right, we're just going to go with what we have and try and win the league. I just think that it's down to them. You know, it's down to them. That is the first thing I would say. I would put at least 50% of the blame on them for that. And then Arteta has to take 50% here for not adapting to that situation. When we go into January, we know we're in this situation. We've been in this situation for a couple of months now, at least. When we're in this situation and you're not adapting to what your players are and their strengths and weaknesses, and you're sticking to the same thing, just keep saying, no, we're going to do the same thing, even though it's not working. That is also down to Arteta. So you have to portion the blame between the Kroenkes and Arteta for me.
Yes, you can blame Arteta to an extent, but you can't blame it if he hasn't got a forward. You haven't got any forward whatsoever. What the hell?
But then that's why I say you have to adapt, right? So when he doesn't get a forward, when we get to February, you know, the window's closed. We haven't brought in a forward, right? So he's like, well, fuck, what do I do? I haven't got a forward. So then that's when you have to adapt. Like, okay, what can we do with the formation, the way we play? How can we adapt to that situation? But he hasn't. He just said, no, we're going to keep playing a 4-3-3. We're going to keep playing a false 9. We're going to keep doing this, keep doing that with these players who obviously don't suit those roles, and then just keep doing that. And we've been managing to get points because our players are good enough to do it, right?
Yeah,
because,
unless he's doing it out of spite, where he's like, oh, y'all don't want to give us any players. Well, I'm going to show you what the result is now.
Well,
I don't think he does that.
Managers have done before.
I think he wants to win.
I don't think
I do think he wants to win too, but I think he also.
Some managers will do that. They might say, right, well, you haven't backed me, fuck you.
Mourinho would have done it in a heartbeat.
Wenger did that. He said, this is all I've got. This is all I've got. You need to get me players.
I don't think Arteta's like that. I don't think Arteta is doing this out of spite. I just think he's got his system. He's very stubborn. He's very set in his ways. And I think he's just saying, no, this is the way I want to do it. And and it's just not really working, you know. I don't think he's doing it out of spite, saying, "Oh, we're just going to play shit because I want us to play shit." I don't think
works more weeks than it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. Yes,
because we have good players, right? We have these players who will score on the chances they get sometimes. So because we've generally had a good defense, we've managed to win games. But we've seen week in, week out, we have been struggling so hard in attack. You know, not creating the good chances we should be creating, missing good opportunities. You know, we've been struggling so much. We've seen it for such a long time, you know, and it just keeps biting us in the arse like it does again today.
Any game like today is West Ham just going to sit there and counter attack. That's the only thing they can do because they haven't got the players that are good enough to do. Well, basically, their players are not as good as ours technically. But we just get every home game seems the same to me. You just get teams just sit there and it makes it so difficult. So last week, we were bad first half, but second half we managed to open Leicester up because they have to because Leicester are down there. They've got to get points. They had to go for it. I think we're better playing away from home.
Yeah.
I think we're also better playing against top 6 sides too, because it's a wide open game. Vice,
Because
like
they're
you
also going to attack you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you go play against a low block, we've had this issue for years.
yeah.
We just
Yeah.
don't know how to break these teams down.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
I-
right.
Well,
Look at the Odegaard chance I pointed out and had a conniption fit over. He passes it wide. He was right on target. Now there was a couple West Ham players in front of him, but put it on target. Maybe it deflects off someone's hip and
Exactly.
areola goes the wrong way. Like that's where I also look at the players and I'm like, what are you doing to help this situation? Everything is let's push it to the wide and do these crosses. And then they're slinging a cross in the box where there's 5 West Ham players in Marino. And like, well, why didn't it work? Well, okay, well now everything in the box is flexed. Well, let's do everything at the top of the key or the top of the 18-yard box with this half circle, whatever. American terms. And take shots that way. There's options there. So you have to adapt. And also I look at the players. I look at it like Kroenke, Arteta, and players. That's who I blame right now.
Yeah.
I know people, and I guess that was my whole point here is like, stop just blaming one person.
You'd have won the game if you brought on Joe Rothwell to take set pieces.
We should get James Ward-Prowse. Can we buy James Ward-Prowse just to have him for set pieces?
Is he even still alive? Because he just come out of nowhere and
Did you make that while we're sitting here?
What?
You made
What's
that while
this?
we're sitting here. Russ with the quick meme game.
I didn't make it. No.
Let's see what Russell sent.
But you're not
Listen,
in the group chat anymore, though.
Listen, of course, the players have to take some blame and responsibility, right? It is. What's that? Oh,
Liverpool drop points. Arsenal can capitalise. Arsenal also drop points. Arsenal also drop points.
Listen, what I was going to say was, of course, the players have to take some responsibility as well, right? Gabriel, Rice not doing their job well enough for that goal today. Too easy for Bowen to get in there and score. And we had a few chances to score today that we didn't take, and that's what we've been really bad at this season is taking our chances, right? So yes, the players have to
creating chances as well. We didn't
Yeah.
see anything created today.
It's
Nothing.
not big major chances, no. So some of that has to go down to the players as well for not quite doing their jobs. But at the same time, Arteta has to put those guys into a position in terms of tactics and formation that suits the players that are playing and also against the style we're meeting in West Ham. And Russ mentioned it, and he's right. When we keep playing a low block, which we do at home, because teams come to us, especially the lower teams, they come to us, they come to the Emirates, and they just sit around their box and they look to counterattack. We know that's the way they're going to play, and yet we keep trying to play the same intricate style.
We're falling into the same trap, yeah.
And we just, like you just said, Russ, absolutely. We just keep falling into that same trap, not adapting, not changing to the team we're
100%.
playing.
100% correct. I do not agree with this, Mr. Misfit, with respect. He is not the worst game manager in the league. Because if he was, you would not be sat in second in the Premier League. Because to me, that being second in the Premier League means you're a rather good football team. That doesn't actually mean you're not good enough to win the title.
But as I've been saying, that is more down to us just having some good players who can win these games,
100%.
having good
That's
defenders who have kept goals from being scored.
Yeah.
That is what I think. Basically, what I'm saying is we're lucky to be in second. We are lucky.
Well, that's
to
the
be in
thing.
position
He's
we are.
managed so well enough to get us in second, considering the injuries. I mean, we lost Odegaard for a couple months, and then we lost Saka right after. And then, the one that in the January window, like there's a mixture. Like the red card incidences are one thing, the injuries are another. The hamstring injuries are one. Like Saka's been kind of. That's why me and Gary disagreed on this. Like he said, we need more from Saka, but I feel like we need more from the other players too, because you can't rely on just one player constantly.
Yeah.
So, but he's not here to defend himself. He'll call me out on Monday. It's no big deal.
We can say what we like about Gary. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, he knows. But I mean, it's just and then to me the telling part. The telling part of the window was when the Zubamendi news came out. And I was like, why are they talking about summer stuff? And I was like, oh, shit. it was kind of this like, oh, and we got this 18-year-old wonder kid from Norway we're looking at now too, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. We should have seen it coming. You know, could we have not found a keeper? Could we not found a keeper that we could have loaned from the Spanish league?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, and so we could have maybe taken a different loan.
The thing is, it's like in the summer, it's like you sign Neto, and you're like, why? He's already cup tied from the games that he was possibly going to play anyway. That just didn't make any sense to me. That sign.
The loans were panics. The loans were panics.
Yeah,
right. Let's be honest. That the signings, I think Calafiori and Moreno, not bad signings. Still needed a forward player.
Yeah,
Sterling
is a bad signing because of how it turned out. The decision to actually take Sterling is not a bad decision when you did it, in my opinion. Because it could have turned out to have worked. And then you'd be sitting there saying, we got a 400 grand a week player for 200 grand a week, which is obviously a very big saving on what you would have had if you had to buy him like Chelsea did.
I totally get that, Tom, but Chelsea don't let players go for a reason. You know, it's
I get that as well.
Maresca's obviously looked at him and thought, Jesus Christ, mate, you're not going to get into our side. Oh, yeah. Arsenal there. They always take our shit off us. So.
That's true.
It was an easy opportunity, right? That's 100% what it was. It was like, yeah, okay, we'll take him on a free, but we should have still brought in at least 2 other players that, you know, are proper players. You know, it's just not good enough. Not good enough.
That's my only thing, and like I just wish people would, you know, if you want to say Arteta out, fine, but just look at the whole. You can't just objectively pull back and sit there and say only one thing's at blame here. You just can't do it and be objective. You can sit there and blame the Cronkies, blame Arteta, blame the players, and it's a systematic failure from the club in general. If we're going to talk about what this club stands for in the history, and like I said, I've only really followed pretty hardcore the last 6 years. So before people start saying 20, 30 years of blah, 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 I've liked teams that have been dog shit in my life. I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan. They've had 9 winning seasons in 30 years. I've watched them. So
that's rough.
Don't even start with like, oh, you're the suffering. You don't understand our suffering.
That's more than Arsenal have won.
Nine winning seasons. By winning, he means obviously winning more games than they lose.
Yeah, I've sat there. I'm an Orlando Magic basketball fan too, so spare
me. I'm an Orlando Magic fan too.
Spare me the suffering lecture.
Hey,
right?
I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so come June, I occasionally have something to celebrate. And by celebrate, I look at my phone and go, "Hey, the Boston Celtics won the NBA tournament. I might actually put on my Boston Celtics jersey to celebrate." I don't.
Look at this guy. Anyway,
10 managers better than Arteta.
Yes, I can name you 10 Leeds managers that are better than Arteta. David Hockaday.
Well, there's only one in the Premier League, and that's Arne Slot. So I don't know. I couldn't name you 10 managers that are better than Arteta.
In the world of football, I could probably name a handful that are better than.
Well, there's a lot that we probably don't know that are probably better managers than him, if we're being objective. Right? There's probably managers at lower leagues that are probably better managers than Pep because they do a whole.
Oh yeah, you mean like in terms of actual...
In fairness to Colonel Ward here, I do believe this comment is basically prompted from the original comment of he's the worst game day manager in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
In the league. So
there's only one manager who's higher than him at the moment, and that's Arne Slot.
Yes.
So I can't give you any 10 managers because there's only one at the moment that's in a better position.
Yeah.
So
yeah, in the league right now that is true, but in terms of like in general, like
for Richard Nixon, can we get his views on Arteta?
Not today.
I think he would say he's not a crook. I think that's the first thing he'd say.
Can we get Richard Nixon's views on the criminal justice system and his role within it?
It'd be say he's not a crook. That's
I'd rather Bill Clinton's views on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I went to ask Bill Clinton for his views on anything, it would not be on the criminal judicial system. It'd be, tell us more about Monica Lewinsky. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
what happened?
Anyway,
how much spunk was on that dress?
You almost made Holly spit her food out. I mean, objectively, when I look at Monica Lewinsky from a 2025 perspective of back in the 90s, I probably would have done the same thing Bill did.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's like it's like Tiger Woods.
I'm gonna make a controversial statement that's not political, but I'd rather have my president having affairs than starting wars. I'll just leave it like that.
Yeah, we'll probably just leave it at that. But it's like Tiger Woods, right? You got fucking Scandinavian supermodels.
Oh, that was so bad.
Throwing themselves at you every week, all week. It's like, yeah.
Let's go to the Denny's lady. That was so bad.
Yeah,
Surely you would want your president ending
in
wars.
2025.
Yes, I want them to end wars too.
Monica Lewinsky in 2025. Solid citizen, capital C, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, and what Bill Clinton left on her dress. So
I haven't seen what she's looked like for a long time. I have no idea.
I've googled it, and she's very solid. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Come on, Tom, put a photo on.
I can do that for you.
Can't be asked.
No, I'll do it. Basically, she got a new podcast apparently.
No, I don't want to listen to that.
Of course,
Face for radio.
Tiger Woods, man, I can't believe he did it. It just makes me laugh when I think about Tiger Woods.
She actually looks like a Temu version of still a solid citizen, but Temu Liv Tyler.
Temu Liv Tyler. Put the picture up, Tom. Fucking show the picture already.
So to keep this PG, do you think Tiger Woods had a lot of PNC?
Yeah, she's doing well for herself. Yeah, good luck to her.
Let's just say Bill Clinton must have fired the weight away. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Because it's almost.
What about Hugh Grant? He's got Liz Hurley at home, and he goes with that fucking Divine Brown or whatever her name is, a prostitute.
We all make mistakes, Sam. We also
you got prime rib at home, and you go out and get a fucking Denny's fucking burnt steak.
Say hello to Chris Nix.
Do you think
Rather not.
Bill Clinton
had
Tiger Woods
Leicester last week? Title chase was on. Sorry, Spencer. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, do you
The postman always rings twice.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Till the dog sees him off.
Also, goal machine Mikel Marino surprised he never scored.
It might not even matter because Man City might win tomorrow, and we'll still be in the same position we are today.
Yes, that's actually true.
There's too few games left now, in my opinion. Unless Liverpool, something really crazy happens, all of a sudden Liverpool just completely go in the fucking toilet. There's just not enough games left for us to catch up now. It's just not.
Top four worth the glory if it's not yielding domestic cup triumphs?
This is the thing, right?
I can see that. Yes, I can totally understand that. We haven't won a trophy for ages.
For me, it's like, of course, we want to win trophies, right? I think we need to do better in the domestic cups as well, right? I think what we did in the FA Cup this year was terrible. Losing to Newcastle in the semi-final over two legs, not even scoring a goal was just not good enough. We need to be winning cups, getting trophies. In terms of the Premier League, for me personally, yes, of course, I want to win the fucking Premier League. But for me as a fan personally, it's not just binary in terms of either you win the league or it's a shit season. For me, it doesn't work like that. You can't. I mean, if your only yardstick or your only sort of like measuring point of measurement is you have to win the league and that's it, nothing else is good enough, then it's like, how can you be a fan? Because only one team can win the league every year. You can't win the league every fucking year. Like in the Iranian team or whatever. Back in the fucking 80s and 90s, won the league like 20 years in a row, right? I mean, it just doesn't happen. You can't win the league every single year, right? So, it's just, for me, I want to be in a title challenge. If we're in a title challenge, if we get to the end of the season and we're there, or up there chasing to win, we're only just a point or just a few points behind, we're challenging. For me as a fan, that is good enough. But yes, in terms of overall each season, I want to win a trophy every season, whether it's the FA Cup, the League Cup. I'd love to win the Champions League. For me, yes, you need to win trophies, but the league, I just want to be challenging for the title. That's what I want as a fan.
Right. I want to draw attention to 2 comments. Colonel Ward with, Chris, you have no say here. You support 2 clubs in the same league. Pathetic fan. And Chris Nixon's response was, technically, I have more of a say. My team helped my other team. Happy days.
Chris is loving this.
That's beautiful.
Chris is loving this.
Absolutely fucking beautiful. I'm just following up.
He was quiet as a mouse last season. Fucking cunt. He was fucking quiet as a mouse last season. And all of a sudden, he pops his head out like a fucking raccoon. This season,
Manager was trying different tactics, ideas.
And then every other weekend, he's at West Ham watching West Ham. Chris, why don't you fucking go to Anfield, you cunt? Why don't you go there?
It's probably a lot easier to just go to West Ham, isn't it? On DLR.
Yeah, it'd be easier for Tom to go to West Ham as well.
But sure, if you're a Liverpool fan, then fucking go to Liverpool.
I've never once been inside the London Stadium, admittedly, because I'd rather be seen dead with Divine Brown than go into the London Stadium. Admittedly,
you would probably go there if Leeds played there, though. You probably would go and watch that.
That's the only chance there'd ever be in me going there. But trying to get a ticket for the Leeds away end is
not easy.
Like gold dust, because we are. Let's just say we're a club that travels well. Let's just say.
Yeah, you
like
guys
Blackburn,
have a good away support. Yeah.
Genuinely true. Blackburn open. Basically, they give an entire stand to Leeds because they know we're going to sell all 7,000.
Yeah, and they want to sell tickets, right? So they know the home end's going to be fucking empty. So they're like, oh yeah, why don't we give Leeds some more tickets because they're going to fucking buy them?
Yeah, it worked out really well for Blackburn because basically, literally like 30% of the attendance was Leeds fans, and Blackburn still won 1-0. So
they're thinking of business. They're thinking of business, right? I mean, it looks terrible for Blackburn as a club when you're actually giving more allocations to away fans because you can't fill up your home section. That is terrible as a football club. But from a business perspective, it's like, yeah, why not?
It being empty is probably even worse than it basically being half full with Leeds fans, kind of thing. To be fair,
exactly.
But they're not. They're the best example I can think of, but they're not the only team that are basically like they monetize off of my club because we're the club that can actually give them the people through the door.
Yeah.
As such.
And
it's key to know as well that was a 12:30 kickoff, so they got up early to even do that.
Yeah.
But still. I needed this therapy session after today's results. Help you, Mr. Guittari.
Oh, God.
Arsenal Misfit, we have to get ready for work. Have a good one. That's nearly
have a good
9
one,
minutes,
buddy.
so my apologies. But have a good day, Miss Arsenal Misfit.
Yeah, have a good one, buddy.
Admittedly, I've not been as quick with this because I wanted to stick with the gentleman with the Arsenal takes as such. No sex in the champagne room. Tiger Woods, y'all. And Rosie with afternoon chaps. Are you well? Well, I know you're well because Celtic lost.
Yeah. Big up, Rosie.
Actually, how did Rangers actually get on? Let's be fair. So saying I know she's well doesn't mean a thing if Rangers did not get the result. Just have a quick look at what do you call the league, sir?
It's the Grace McEwen Methadone Clinic League.
Oh, Rangers also lost 2-0 to St Mirren at home.
Wow.
So basically,
Rangers are shit.
Someone who puts the team that Rangers are playing to win and the team that Celtic are playing to win would have earned a very rare double today.
That would have been a rare double. Absolutely. Rangers lost at home as well, did they?
No, Rangers was at home, obviously. Rangers were at home. Celtic were not. Celtic were at.
So Rangers were at home and they lost to St Mirren. That is fucking terrible. What a terrible team!
But how lucky are Celtic? They lose a game in the league and they don't lose any ground.
They're lucky. They're lucky, aren't they? Really lucky. Celtic are lucky and Rangers are crap. I think that's a takeaway there.
I used to fancy Hugh Grant, but I wouldn't put the boot in him now. Why you got to put your boot in anyone, even if you do fancy him? That just sounds a bit like a bit of DV.
That sounds very Sounds very like, it sounds very non-PG, that, to be honest.
Very non-PG, very non-PG.
Yeah.
Obviously, say hello to Jose. And Rosie said, is Rollins solving mysteries, which I believe is her nickname for Gary.
I think he's out solving something. I don't know what, but
We can only hope.
yeah, it's like Star Wars. Turn into the last fucking hope.
Steve, take care. And the latest comment is, let's not get into it, Tom. But then, admittedly, I didn't see that part. But then I then immediately thought, I don't know how they got on. And then we got into it.
Yeah,
But
check
something
out.
we will be getting into tomorrow is
Oh yeah, is it your show? We all love Leeds.
yeah. Yeah. Basically, I'm going to go over the Watford versus Leeds game from nearly 2 weeks ago. And people, yeah. But to be fair, we won, and I did the slides, so I'm going to get into it.
Yeah.
But also, there is going to be a new question of the week. So,
Cool.
for people who enjoy that part of the show.
Cool. And then on Thursday, we've got Slags in the Dark, Thursday night. We're going to follow Rosie's bingo card. We've done 3 out of the 5 on Rosie's bingo card. There's 2 to go.
And I still don't know what they are. I didn't check.
So we've got to see if there's going to be, if Rosie's going to activate her 2 other entries on the bingo card.
Absolutely. I don't know what the topic is going to be because I
think we're just going to do the same again. We're just going to talk about movies and TV stuff. Yeah, we have fun doing that, so I think we'll just stick to that for the time being.
A lot of rants going on the YouTubers. Thank you, Rosie, for putting that up on my behalf.
She never puts my channel on there though.
So,
do you do a channel, Russ? Do you still do one? I don't think you do. Do you?
What's on your channel, Russ?
Apart from dogging in Lidl car park.
Well, that's the main thing.
But that's not on YouTube, though, is it? That's more like on X Hamster and YouPorn.
Generally, Rosie, there is a pattern generally to what the question tends to be and when I tend to do it. So once you work that out, you'll know what the question for tomorrow is going to be. But also, well, I actually planned the previous week for the question to be an even more douchey version of what I usually do when Leeds play an away game. Spoiler, if Leeds play at home, it's a more serious version of the question.
But Rosie, yes. I mean, the bingo card, you will, there are 5 entries on your bingo card that I've made. And yes, if you activate any of them at any time, we're going to show them, or I'm going to show them. But the point was, so far, you've only activated 3 out of the 5. So I think people, they're interested to see what the last 2 are. But we'll see. But yes, if you still activate the 3 you've already activated, they will be activated again. That's for sure, Rosie.
It'll no doubt be Russ Morgan. Good evening, 96.5.
It's me doing a Richard Attenborough impression, standing in Lidl car park, looking at the cars with the steam on the windows.
This person's going at it like the clappers. Going at it properly like the clappers. If he carries on like that, I think he's going to come.
And here we see, in their natural habitat, the absolute sexual deviants of the Slough area, all gathered in one car park outside Lidl at 10 p.m. on a Saturday night. Kathy, the local greengrocer, is absolutely getting ploughed in her Fiat Punto. And look at Russ. He's going at him. Look at him. He's going at him. Yeah.
It's actually, isn't that her name's Sharon, by the way? But
okay, right. Bless her.
Sharon and Tracy.
Is that what his name is? Sharon. Not there's anything wrong with that, of course.
Only on a Saturday night, not a Friday.
Fair enough. But also on Thursday night, because I was so excited by what happened on last night's Friday night SmackDown, I actually have already made the show. I want your soul, Cody. I want your soul, motherfucker. It's Dwayne. Dwayne's back.
I love when he just blatantly takes his photos. He just sticks them on there, fucking copy and paste. I love it. Oh, I love it.
It was even the original version of this at 11 a.m. this morning was even worse because I was like, it was like you actually fucking see his shoulders and shit. I was like, no, I've got to clean that. I've got to clean that up. But still,
look at
my
BX's
favourite
comment.
part.
Look at BX's comment. BX. His bottom comment there.
Okay, I've got one. Right, I'll find it. Right, he's gone from the playing style. This playing style in situation is damaging a great season for Miles Lewis Skelly. Too much negative pressure. But then he went, Sam, keep talking. I'm on the throne. It's soothing.
Oh god.
But Skelly came on as a substitute, so
Yeah, he did.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he made a stupid decision, right? But he's young. He's going to learn from this, isn't he? I mean, that's the thing. Young players are going to make some silly decisions, aren't they? So.
To be fair, I believe the Athletic wrote this. They did write. It's a tackle that 9 out of 10 footballers will make invariably at some point in their career. But he happened to be the one person that did it, while the goalkeeper is where the goalkeeper usually is not.
Yes, true.
Because basically, if you do that and the goalkeeper's in the goal, you're probably getting a yellow card instantly at worst.
Yeah. But Tom, have you seen the replay?
I have. I've watched it. I watched it while you were all debating it. I did see it. I was like, I could see why he was sent off.
And would you agree that when Kudus gets that ball, when he looks like he's going to get the ball, he gets stopped obviously, but where he gets that ball, would you agree that
is irrelevant?
No, but would you agree that where he would get that ball in that position and where Ray is, wouldn't you agree that he could actually just hit that ball into the net?
Yes. Whether he scores it is not really the issue. The fact of the matter is, because he can.
Yes, exactly.
Basically, because the percentage of scoring that shot is higher than not scoring that shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I've seen players do that all the time and then put it wide.
Yeah. But that's not what the law is there for. It's a clear and obvious goal scoring.
Exactly correct.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to Rosie for promoting all of our shit.
Still doesn't promote mine.
Do you have shit to promote, Russ? Although I know we've just discussed it like you do.
I'll get free banners on mine, though.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for that in all seriousness.
When's the last time you've done I remember you used to do like clips of like talking about Arsenal for a few minutes.
Yeah, that was with COVID.
That was like back in COVID times.
Yeah, I was far too busy. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Far too busy.
Chelsea are winning 1-0. Is it Chelsea are winning 1-0? Chelsea are winning 1-0 at Villa. And she said, it's great.
It's great. Like Tony.
I'm imagining her as Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
Great. Feel great today.
Yeah. Been a shit show today, hasn't it? Absolute shit show. I thought United win and lose as well, but no, they managed to fucking pull out a draw, didn't they?
Oh, the thing where she said it's great, she was doing a sarcasm.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No one is.
Good. Mr. Qatari says hello.
Yes, it's sarcasm. Sarcasm.
It's really unfortunate that she typed that out and then pressed send immediately after. She done a sarcasm, you see? Done a sarcasm. But BX going with Kudos, failing to pass through Ferguson, clear on goal, was a criminal run.
Don't know what he's referring to there, but we'll take his word for it.
It through to
Kudos
Ferguson.
did have another opportunity.
All right, okay.
But paying your respects, Catherine, of course, as should. It's Tony the Tiger, it's great. No, but I still did it anyway because I just wanted to do Tony the Tiger.
Because why not? How can you have to? It's just set up there, isn't it? You got to,
Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot worse for a lot less.
You definitely have. You started to allude to us being cannibalistic earlier in the show. I mean, there was that.
I've also alluded to having access to a hitman.
Yes, you've done that as well. It's been a very varied show today. Let's put it that way. You get all different types of content here.
I'm very surprised that our favourite political leaders didn't make an appearance, as in
Well, you know, if we'd have been in a better mood, something might have happened. But it's been a complete shit show today. So yeah. I think that the political leaders, you know, they decided to stay away today.
That's no problem.
They've
No
got
problem.
bigger
It's
things
totally
to do.
understandable.
Yeah, definitely bigger things to do. Pol Pot's definitely got bigger things to fry.
Probably. I don't
Or it's
even want
getting
to begin
fried.
to speculate. So was that Spencer?
I said, or he's currently getting fried. One of the two.
Yeah. I don't know why I looked up a Pol Pot's up there. It's like if Pol Pot's anywhere, you're not the direction to look. He's not up.
Jesus Christ.
Let's look it up. Let's Pol Pot's fucking look it up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Pol Pot's looking up like, so at least someone's remembering me. Oh fucking hell, this torture's fucking rotten.
Oh my
If we
god!
see another match, are you gonna release a new kit in midweek?
Probably, yeah. Why not? We seem to do it after every game we lose. We seem to.
They have released more new stuff, by the way. They did it this last week.
Yeah, of course they did.
Spencer, is that one from DH Gate? That one you've got on?
No, I got this from Adidas. So, like, in Adidas US, you can get. I basically got it for like 40% off. I didn't pay much at all for it. Adidas you can pretty much, because the Adidas Creator Club or whatever, they give you points. So eventually, like, you can get stuff like late season for almost 40 to 50% off. Like the New Zealand All Blacks kit right now, I think it's like $60 or something. And you get it pretty super cheap.
That's
Cool,
criminal.
cool.
Criminal. But speaking of criminals, where's Pol Pot today? So what?
No,
Where is he?
he's not around.
Oh, where are you?
Pol, it's your boy Tom. Sorry, what? Catherine says we'll see 2 more players being linked this week, or further development on one we've already been linked to.
Oh yeah. It's all going to start. All the summer transfer links are going to come now.
I imagine she must find it strange, like when she writes something out, and it's like my words are being read out in an English accent.
Yes, that's what you get here. You get your words.
That's what you can find in English accent.
English accent. That's exactly what you get here. Exactly. Apart
Well,
from
usually they'd get read out by Gary.
Yeah, that's true. Usually,
Where
it
you
is
go.
an American accent.
And sorry. Obviously, got to pay homage to the man, of course.
And he's more English than any of us.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. He is a yeah. Look at
No, he needs to go, yeah.
getting to do the LA Night thing.
Yeah.
Really should do. Totally should do. In fact, if he ever turns up to a watch along, which I know he will at some point, or we'll get him going, yeah, or however it is.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Spencer, you've been promoted.
Catherine says, I'd prefer if Spencer reads it out.
Oh, look at her being all Britishist.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Racist.
All in good jest. Sorry, Spencer. You got the gig. You got the gig. You got the gig.
Yep. So, all in good jest. I don't care who does, or if you don't read it.
In other words, Spencer doesn't give a fuck.
Well, in reality, she heard me say it and realized it would be better if Tom said it. Maybe. I don't know.
Deep down, I imagine she doesn't care who reads anything. But, you know,
Probably.
it's just a thought that in my head. But still, anyway. Yeah, Pol, still promoting you sub secretly. Sorry, what? Is there any way that we can actually try and get Pol Pot back into the public consciousness?
Oh, jeez.
I think we'll have to come on again soon, won't he?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I do secretly love how the audience secretly loves the appearances of Pol Pot.
I just love the Khmer
But-
Rouge in general.
mean,
the real best part of it is Gary's face when it happens.
It's the Khmer Rouge Arsenal Supporters Club. I mean, it's it's,
yeah, the one in
it's important.
South Asia. Yeah.
We have one called the Tuk Tuk Club, which is basically a tour guide in Thailand who supports Leeds, and one of the Leeds pages advertises go to Thailand and book the Tuk Club. It's like, that's not a thing I'm going to do, but it still amuses
Isn't
me.
a tuk-tuk one of those things that drives around?
Yeah,
London?
tuk-tuks.
Yeah.
They're called tuk-tuks. Yeah, tuk-tuks. Yeah,
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is.
Little bicycle taxis, basically. Yeah.
Watkins with a chance. And then the game today was such a waste of time. In fact, Russ Morgan, test your accents out on this one.
Test my accent.
Test your accent out on this one.
New York, like that. To say.
The game today.
The game today was such a waste of time. 20 shots with only 2 on target. Had to so much better.
Yeah.
Had to be maybe so much better. Maybe.
Had to do so much better.
Ron, what's his name? Ron Burgundy. I'll literally just read it as is.
Yeah. I presume we all know who's reading out the next one, which will be your jobs.
I was going to say Ron Jeremy rather than Ron Burgundy.
Ron Jeremy.
I mean, Ron Jeremy reading that would be really interesting, considering he's deemed unfit to stand trial for multiple crimes against women.
He was in Ghostbusters, though.
That's true. He was.
Who you gonna call? Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy's lawyer.
Ron Jeremy, spunking on all the ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghost.
A lot of them are afraid of him, though.
All the ghosts fucked up when he came around.
They were alive.
They were like, "I'll see why they call you the hedgehog."
Never seen a hedgehog attacking a beaver before.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Well, so I suppose it's sort of the time where you should probably be winding down for the evening.
You got to get your,
like 2 hours.
You got to get your prawn balls, didn't you, Tom? Or is it pork balls today, or prawn balls? Or...
I'm probably going to get a chow mein.
Are you having a night off tonight, Tom? Or what are you doing?
Yes, because obviously we'll be back next Saturday night for the Elimination Chamber.
Well, you will be.
Yeah. Greenwood.
I'm on with you as well for the Elimination Chamber. I've got to see that.
Yeah, it's very much a spectacle. It's an absolute monstrosity of a structure.
Yeah, that would be good to watch.
It was better 20 years ago before they made it all safe and stuff.
Yeah. They did some crazy shit before, didn't they? Yeah.
And then they went, no, we're gonna add padding to it. It's like, yeah, you should have done that 20 years ago. So why start now?
They didn't give a fuck back in the old days, did they? They just didn't give a fuck. They just did anything.
There's not, Jose, I'm afraid. There's not, to my knowledge anyway. So Gary, I believe Spencer and Tony will be back on Monday for where they'll almost certainly do a forensic analysis of the game. And in my opinion, it's going to be a forensic analysis from Gary, where Spencer will sit there and basically, I know him enough to know he's going to go, yeah, I've had 2 days to stew about the game. I just want to talk about the next one.
That's how I do. That's how I operate, man. I just, when you fail in life, you can't sit there and psychoanalyze it. You move on to the next thing. Yeah. That's just how I am.
Yeah. Although,
but I'll entertain Gary
like that.
Because
I will roast a lot of lead stuff if it goes wrong. Sorry, Spencer.
I may just take an opinion on Monday to make people mad too. You just never know. You'll have to tune in Monday to see what happens.
Yeah, you should tune in Monday to see what happens.
Exciting.
Russ, when are you next going to be live on the Russ Morgan network?
I'll have to figure that one out. But I will be on the YouTubes some point next week.
Fair enough. Sam, when are you next going to be live on the YouTube?
On the YouTube, yeah, we're doing Slags in the Dark on Thursday night. Tom is normally my sidekick on that one, so check that out. Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. We'll be talking about movies, TV stuff, having a bit of fun. Probably see Rosie's bingo card activated, other bits and bobs. Yeah, join us for that. It'll be good fun.
Okay. So with that being said, I've got a phone call to make about prawn balls. Where I'm gonna phone it up and they'll go, "Hello, Tor."
They just know what you want, don't they? They just automatically got it ready.
They're actually really
they just have it
polite.
ready.
Yeah.
As soon as I start the order, right, it's like, you know, like where you're reciting the script that you've read every week for like 3 years or something. But one day I just go, I always leave a pause in between when I say the first item, because I always wonder if they then just actually they're already typing what I'm going to order.
Probably.
But they don't. They actually do the polite thing of just waiting for me to say.
They've probably got it on the wall already.
Yeah, they got it on the wall.
Yeah.
It's probably like Christmas from the Cranks when they come up and they're like, "Oh, are you going to get your firefighter calendar this year?" They're already prepared for it.
Yeah. So, as always, this was fun. It was nice having Russ on for a rare appearance on the road trip. Sorry.
Good stuff.
Thank you for having me on.
It's enjoyable. Good
anytime,
fun.
I'll see you again in 2026.
Yeah.
See you next season. Spencer, of course, the rational voice of reason, with the hidden behind the chaos.
Try to be at times.
Yeah. And obviously,
but I can be irrational.
Greenwood.
Just like I sat there and overanalyzed Odegaard passing the ball right when he should have just taken a shot.
We need that.
But anyway, thank you for your time, Spencer, and thank you to Slag Greenwood for
cheers
for his time.
Cheers.
So,
it's not just the normal slag; he's a proper slag.
Proper slag. Cat Slater level slag. Yes.
That's the best scene I've ever seen her acting. It was like she did that scene so well that I think she thought, I'm gonna get considered for an Oscar.
She was talking to a nun, wasn't she, as well?
Not even a film. Sorry, sir.
Was she talking to a nun or something? I can't remember.
No, she was talking to her.
It
was the scene. If I remember rightly, it's the scene where she admits that Zoe is her daughter.
Yeah, something. There was something along those lines. Yeah.
Because then someone in her family, like is it Big Mo or someone was basically like
Big Mo or Little Mo, yeah.
Yeah, one of the Mo's was actually my favourite Little Mo scene is the one where the Christmas dinner one where Trevor is basically committing a DV and basically, but it's the fact that he then pours the gravy over her head and then goes. Hey, Little Mo, in his Scottish accent, why don't you have some gravy?
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, he did get what he deserved when she killed him with an iron. So, you know, let's be fair. Like
levels.
It was just the randomness of him going, have some gravy. Because he'd pinned her head to the Christmas dinner. Because apparently... Not getting into it, but he got what he deserved. He clearly got what he deserved, to be fair. But admittedly, him getting what he deserved was slightly less funny and with less of a Scottish accent.
Yeah. Cool.
He wasn't
anyway,
though.
So have a good week, everyone. Take care. Back to everyone in the chat, of course.
It's still alive and he left. How do we end this now?
Has he pressed? Yeah. Well, there he is.
I left the stream instead of ending it.
What are you doing?